What you here for? Strictly business. Yeah. You want a job or get rich? I'm bossed up. 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 I bossed with my IV. Just check my ID, and that's why I be the HNIC. People despise me. My services ain't free. Ain't trying to hear your story, homie. Cop me, no please. In high school, corner, quarterback. Nowadays, corner, quarter sack. Keep that on the low, rappers turning into rats. Fly snitching on they self, DEA ransack.
I didn't know how fucking perfect this intro was for today. Dry snitching on yourself. Huh.
It's funny how that shit worked.
Isn't it crazy how that shit worked, fellas? Ain't that crazy how it works?
Inside the huddle. We back in the building. The boys are in the building. The greatest, and I'm going to speak it into existence, even though it already is, the greatest football show on your internet, on your cable, on your whatever you got. This is the greatest football show that you can watch. This right here.
We here.
So.
It's what we do.
It's what we do, man. It's what we do, man. I had to throw the black on. I had to throw the hoodie on. I got to get in repo mode today. Got to get in repo mode today.
I had to go get a fresh twist because, you know what I'm saying, I don't like people pulling on my hair, you know what I mean? So I had to go get that shit laid down real quick.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be a real fight today.
Yo, today marks the official turn-up day. Inside the huddle, the avalanche begins. Like I said, I 100% believe we are the best football show that you could ever watch.
Yeah, nobody's really touching us, bro. You know what I'm saying? We're not out here spitting bullshit. We're not out here doing the usual barbershop talking, just kind of going back and forth, spitballing between shit. Like we like to break down, analyze, like we're gonna do later on this game. Yeah.
So I'm gonna get into my old head rant real quick. How y'all doing today? Anything happened this week for you guys, or you just?
It's been a long work week, but when I go through, we'll say struggles. Let's play that game. I always think back to my brothers and sisters that are overseas, and today is Friday, so it's why we rock the red. Remember, everyone deployed. That's why I'm rocking the shirt today, because just like Mel said about this avalanche coming, hey, we prepare for war. I ain't even put my war face on yet. I'm just chilling right now.
All right. We chilling right now. Muu, what's up, brother? How you got?
It's been pretty crazy, bro. Work week's been insane like everybody else, but other than that, it's been pretty cool. I got my Rugrats shirt on today, so I'm ready to wild out and act a fool.
Right.
So I've been solid, man. You know what I'm saying? Other than some sneak disses on a certain social media app that we're not gonna get into right now, but
okay.
Other than that, man, you know what I'm saying? I mean, because like all social media, my DMs is open, tag works. You feel me? You can just push that little @ button, the little circle with the A inside, and my name pops up right there. You know what I'm saying? MU.
What is it again? What is your @ on? What is your @
I got two pages, right? I got a sports page, FTSL Muu. You know what I'm saying? You can follow that, the sports Muu. That's the actual @. And then I got another, my regular page, my main page, @Moolage. You know what I'm saying? You can just type it up and just MU and it'll come right on up, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And then
just in case there was any confusion,
then we can get into anything that people wanted to get into. So we just wanted to throw that out there just in case people seem to have forgotten or something,
Right. So like I said, I'm gonna get into my old head rant real quick. I had watched a podcast video. I want you guys' opinion on this as well. Of course, always ask you guys. I value your expert opinions on these things. So the conversation was it was a thing of if a quarterback was playing a game and he threw 3 interceptions in the first half or played horribly, one drive in the fourth quarter does not change how that quarterback played, and he should not get credit for playing well. So what I would say to this is football is most team sports, basketball is like this as well. It's all about halftime adjustment. What you do in the first half can completely swing and change in the second half.
True.
We'll take Trevor Lawrence, Justin Herbert, just last year in the playoffs. Would you say that Trevor Lawrence played a bad game against the Chargers?
I would still say I wouldn't say bad. I'll probably say he played an average game.
I would probably say more average.
Say bad, no, but did he play a bad half? Oh, you fucking right.
No, this is
in all, like if I would say he played an average game, I'd probably would have gave him like a C.
Right.
Because
this is going to go into a larger thing for me. I'm leading into it because my next my next question is going. It's all going to make sense in the end. If a quarterback throws 3 interceptions in the first half, comes back and they win the game, the object is to win the game.
Absolutely.
So
yeah, it's always the objective. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I'm not going to say he played a great game. He played the game that he was supposed to play. He overcame his obstacles, and he won the game. It's a good game. You win a game, it's a good game. And my overarching theme to this would be when someone calls a quarterback a game manager, is like a curse word. And I fucking hate it.
Every quarterback's a game manager.
I think every quarterback's a game manager.
Every quarterback, because that's their job, is to manage the game. Whether you're running a 2-minute offense in the beginning of the game, or you're just handing the ball off at the end of the game to run it, or whatever it is, you're managing the game. You have to do that. So when someone says, "Go ahead, brother," I'll let you type in.
Once you get past that initial script, those first 15 plays, you're now managing the game based on what you're seeing. You run those 15 plays, you see how the defense is reacting, and you're like, all right, these types of plays don't work. These plays we had some success. Let's see what we can build off the plays we had success on, and let's keep it pushing. That's why quarterbacks see things, make these nice little symbols and signals with their hands, or they call audibles, as we've heard, or you just Peyton Manning and say Omaha every single play and fucks the defense up. But it's all it's all encompassing in managing the game, aka game manager.
Exactly. And I hate when, because this same podcast, same person, they would rather, because the comparison was Ryan Tannehill and I forgot who the other quarterback was. And I was like, I don't care if my quarterback throws for 120 yards or 450 yards. Did we win the game? That's all I care about at the end of the day. That's it. What Tom Brady would give up more than half of those 500 yards in the Super Bowl for a Super Bowl win. He doesn't care that he broke the record for most yards in the Super Bowl. He don't care about that.
No, he's mad that he lost.
Exactly. The goal is to win the game. So however it is that you do it, whether you turn around and you hand the ball off 36 times or you throw the ball 62 times, the end result, do you have a W in the win column at the end of the game?
Ask Trent Dilfer.
Yes.
He had to manage an offense, and he had an elite defense behind him.
Yeah.
He didn't throw the ball 40, 50 times a game. He didn't have to.
You didn't have to.
And
it's
that's
a team
Like,
game.
Every team is built different. There's 32 teams. That is 32 different personalities. And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, everybody doesn't have to be the 2010 New Orleans Saints or the 2007 Patriots or, even the Chiefs of the last couple of years. You don't have to do that.
No. The recipe is different. You got 32 chefs. The recipe is going to be different.
Yeah. I mean, look at Seattle when they won their first one. The Legion of Boom. And you had what we would call a slightly above average offense. Because they were better than average. I'm not going to knock them for that. They were a good offense, but I'm going to say slightly above average. But that defense was what you knew them for.
Right. Because the team that won the Super Bowl was totally different from the team that lost to the Patriots. Like they were constructed totally different.
They were, and we know this. And they were also, there were some injuries and things of that sort that kicked in too. But I mean, even if you take it back, like, do you think anybody that's a member of the 85 Bears gives a damn? They won.
No one
cared about their stats necessarily.
And that's at the end of the day. At the end of the day, every quarterback, their goal is to manage the fucking offense. If he's calling audibles, that's managing the offense. He doesn't have to throw the ball all over the field for him to be like, oh, well, I'm the greatest quarterback because I threw for 387 yards in the first half. I don't care what you do in the second half.
Jamarcus Russell did that shit in college. What did it translate to in the NFL?
I mean,
dog shit.
At the end of the day, it's winning is the ultimate stat, right? Like a lot of people seem to get that shit confused. Like, oh, it's a team thing. It's the ultimate thing, right? And yeah, a quarterback can go out and throw for 365 yards in the first half, but if he comes out and throws 2 pick sixes in the second half, Joe Flacco,
that shit don't matter.
None of that shit matters. All that shit is negated, bro. Especially if you end up losing the game because of that. Like
let's talk about something more.
Those are extreme factors. You can't sit up there and act like those aren't.
That was the exact same premise. That was what happened. And that what you just said, Mulish, is what I said in the comments. And I was like, so if a quarterback all game, 450 yards, 5 touchdowns, but the game is tight in the fourth quarter, and he throws a pick 6, is it not his fault why the team lost?
Yep, sure is.
It's his fault.
Has to be.
You can't say
it literally has to be.
We live in this. I hate participation shit, and I hate giving people credit for losing. If you lost, you lost. I don't care what you did in it. I don't care because it wasn't enough to win the game. That's where I come from. That's where you can run for 500 yards in a game, score 7 touchdowns. I'm going to ask you at the end of the game, did your team win though? If you tell me no, it was all for naught.
None of that matters.
It was all for naught. You can say the defense did this. I was like, it don't matter. It's a team shit. So I don't want you holding up yourself saying, well, I ran for 500 yards. Yeah, but the team didn't do what it was supposed to do. And I think that gets lost a lot when we talk about sports nowadays. When we're talking about team sports, we have to talk about the team. I know the team has star players, 100%. But it's still a team sport.
And then see, this is the thing, right? Because I was in a debate with somebody on TikTok about Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning, right? Because a certain platform had asked, what's the difference between Phillip Rivers and Eli Manning? I was like, simple. One's a Super Bowl winning quarterback, and the other one's Phillip Rivers. Exactly. And everybody's like, oh, well, Phillip Rivers this and Phillip Rivers that. And I'm like, bro, at the end of the day, Phillip Rivers has no excuse.
Yeah, you can be more talented than somebody else and be less accomplished.
Literally.
Your talent does not mean that you are greater than that person.
It does not. It does not mean that you're more greater than that person as a career in totality. So yeah, you can be more talented, seeing your sidearm, which is I've always called Phillip Rivers that. Yeah, you can be more talented, even though me personally, I don't fucking think so. But at the end of the day, what did your talent translate to? And on top of that, there's a lot of people that wanted to sit up there and say, oh, well, Eli Manning benefited from a better roster. When? Please, somebody tell me when Eli Manning benefited from a better roster than Phillip Rivers.
If we can put like this, if you want to say Eli Manning had a better defense, okay, cool. But I will definitely tell you Phillip Rivers had a way better offense than whatever Eli Manning has ever had.
And I'll preface that by saying this, bro. There's no excuse for somebody who is more talented to have the number one offense, a better offense, and the number one defense, a better defense, and not make the playoffs. There's no excuse for that at the end of the day. So people can sit up there and say what they want. Oh, well, winning is this, winning is that, winning is a team thing. But at the end of the day, the person who is at the helm, that matters. Their decision-making matters. The way they manage the game matters. Oh my gosh, there's that word again, right? Game management.
That's all. That is all I wanted to get to. But I wanted to make sure I got that out. That's my old head rant. Michael B said he liked the old head rants, so I wanted to get the old head rant in for him. That's my brother. Gentlemen's talk. You know how we support each other over here. That's what we do. But I know why.
Can I sprinkle one last example on there just because I'm bored? But we all remember this very well. It happened recently-ish. But the Detroit Lions, when they went 0-16.
Mm-hmm.
Matthew Stafford had a whole bunch of them games where he was throwing 250, 300, 400. But what did he equate touchdowns? A hot-ass L. A whole bunch of L's at that. But
a whole bunch of them.
Not saying that to knock on Matt Stafford, but it's one of them situations.
It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, Stafford, Bradford, they all had these games where they had amazing stats, but it equated to an L.
Yeah. And
we're not saying they're not good, but it's just at the end of the day, what did it equate to? It's kind of like Darrelle Revis, bro. He was good, his peak was great, but what did it equate to? Because that 09 season, they weren't even 500, barely made playoffs. So,
yep. And that's a good segue. I like that because I know why everybody's here. I know why we're here. Okay. We let y'all down last week. But this is why you're here. Yeah. This 1v1 gonna be crazy. This 1v1 gonna be crazy. There was a debate. There was some talk. Richard Sherman, we're gonna go back a couple weeks now, said that defensive back is harder than wide receiver. And fortunately for the Inside the Huddle crew, we have a wide receiver and a DB. So, Mulich, you agreed with Mr. Richard Sherman. I totally disagreed. Go on. I'm gonna sit back and let you make your argument before I launch real quick.
We need to swap these videos though, and gonna put this referee, aka me, gonna put me in the middle. Keep y'all separate. I don't want y'all to come to blows and nothing like that. Got to keep this moderation. I got to be able to. Yeah.
Let's go. Let me hear this.
But honestly, bro, it's honestly real simple. We do everybody's job inside of one job, right? We have the ultimate job of doing everybody's job inside of one. Right, you have to run and catch like a receiver, right? Then you got to sit up there and cover like a DB or like a safety. If you want to, use different positions to compare, right? Then you got to tackle like a linebacker, and not only tackle like a linebacker, you have to maintain outside contain with one arm and keep this other arm free just in case the running back want to come out. And then you got this big ass 350-pound tackle want to come out here and push you because you 170, maybe 180, possibly 200 pounds. That's only if you really on the big side, you know what I'm saying? So you might be able to take on that puller. But being somebody like me that was a solid 185, maybe 175 on a really good day, and had to take on 300, 500-pound pulling tackles and guards, and if you're the Eagles centers, that's not really applicable in a lot of colleges. But if you're the Eagles centers, shout out to Jason Kelsey, maintain force everything back inside, and then we have to do everything that we have to do literally all the dirty work. And then this is the cold part about it, right? This is the cold part about it.
All the dirty work.
All the dirty work.
Okay,
literally all of the dirty work. Right, all of the dirty work. Because if one person doesn't do their job, it looks bad on us, right?
Really?
The linebacker absolutely. The linebacker lets the slot go, lets the seam go, right? If he doesn't jam the tight end and he gets a free release upfield and we can't call that out on time, guess what? We're getting chewed out, not the linebacker. They're not coming at the linebacker. They're coming right at the DB. They finna be like, hey, why didn't you? And then so now I got to sit up there and put it on the linebacker nah, why didn't he get a good jam? And it's it don't matter if he get a good jam back or not. You're supposed to be back there. Okay, you right. You feel me? That is, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, can I get some help? You know what I'm saying? Can you help a brother out, my boy? But this is the thing, right?
You said help, right?
That's all. Can I get a little bit? You know what I'm saying?
Okay. I just want to make sure I write these little nuggets down. So when I'm ready to go.
I just want a little bit of assistance, you know what I'm saying? So that, help me, help us look good. You know what I'm saying? Because they go deep, they attack the seam. You know what I'm saying? If I get a good read, if I get a good jam at the line of scrimmage, I know I can neutralize that route, which means I can play my zone perfectly fine. So if you get a good jam on the tight end, I can already be back there sitting. Boom, perfectly good pick. We to the crib.
You said sitting, right?
Oh, I can sit back there if I want.
Okay.
Just kind of read.
I just want to absorb this.
Look all beautiful and stuff like that. Now I'm essentially playing safety. You know what I'm saying? I can sit back there and just kind of kick it like safety be doing. Shout out to all my safeties. I do play safety as well. But say a running back or say the opposite side of the field, they break, right, for a long play. Mel, you know this. You also know this. Who's the last line of defense?
The safety.
Safety. But we talking about cornerbacks.
Exactly. But if you had a really good defensive coach, he would tell you that not even the safety is the last line of defense. The last line of defense is the other corner on the opposite side. He has to hit back pylon. That is what I was always taught. If you're the corner on the opposite side, you are the last line of defense for anything that breaks long. You have to hit back pylon. That is your job. That is every single backside corner's job in pursuit drill.
100%.
So not only do I have to sit up there and cover this guy over here and make sure he don't do nothing, right? Then I got to read number 2 and make sure he's not coming up the field. He's not trying to do no sneaky stuff, right? Then I got to keep my eye, my side eye, this peripheral right here, this little, you know what I'm saying, this little evil eye that I keep right here. You know what I'm saying? I got to keep that on the tight end just to make sure he ain't leaking out or going up the field. Because you know what I'm saying, you can't rely on some linebackers to get their drops and some safeties be eye violent. Right. You know what I'm saying? I have to do all of that, and in the event that they got somebody weak on the other side, because that's normally how it goes, especially if you're playing boundary corner. The weaker corner is on the other side, right? And he gets cooked or he misses a tackle. I not only have to come off of this dude that I just spent a whole bunch of energy locking down and run back pylon about 75 yards to make sure that whoever the heck that is has ball does not score, right? Not to mention every single play I'm fighting with you motherfuckers every single play. Every single play I'm fighting with y'all. Right? And then I can't even touch y'all. That's the cool part about it. Sit up there and they telling us, all right, look, you two, y'all gonna fight. But after he reaches about this far right here, you can't touch him. Now, he can slap the dog shit out of you if he wants to. I ain't even gonna lie to you. We gonna act like we don't even see that. We gonna act like we don't even see him slap the dog shit out you, push you on your back, pin your arm down so you can gain separation a little bit.
A receiver can do that while running. That's crazy.
We're gonna make sure that we don't see all of that, but we're gonna see that slightly 2 millisecond early contact or him not turning around to find the ball. Or just not being able to touch you after 5 yards and us having to essentially shadow you going backwards, mind you, and then having to have good feet, good hips, and good eyes.
Okay.
All to stop you from catching the ball or stop the quarterback. Hopefully, if you
I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that.
That makes it a little easier for y'all if you guys have a good quarterback. So I'll give you the fact that if you guys have a bad quarterback, it makes the job just a little bit tougher. But you guys get your little breaks here and there, and there's a nice little rotation for you. Like Sherman said, you get your water breaks. But yeah, there's just a lot that goes into playing.
Okay.
Corner.
Just let me know when you're done.
Then compared to playing receiver, and I played both, right? I played as much as
I played both too. Both too.
So I can understand the integral logistics of both positions and how complicated both positions can be, right? Mm-hmm. But when it comes to the totality of all of the entire position of corner, right? Not just DB, because a lot of people get that confused, right? We got DJ Michael B in the chat.
What's up, Michael? I'm about to put on my chef hat in a minute. I'm just waiting for Moolish to finish, and I'm gonna step in the kitchen and start cooking.
So we have to run and catch like receivers. We have to tackle like a linebacker. We have to cover like a safety. We have to. You have to. I don't know about you. I don't know about you.
I'm just I'm just asking a question.
But
so I know what to talk about.
If I got a corner on the field that can't tackle, you're not going to be on my defense for long. That's just how it is.
Catch. You said you have to catch like a receiver.
Oh, you have to. You absolutely have to. Because what's the number one? Okay. What's the number one knock against a corner?
That they can't catch.
So you got to catch the ball. You have
But you
to
said you
catch that
have to,
motherfucker.
but
You have
clearly
to.
you don't
gotta
have to
those.
if you play corner.
You gotta
But
have those.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to mess up your
You
thing.
gotta
But
have those.
I'm gonna attack
Right?
that in a second. But go ahead.
We have to we have to play. We have to maintain force. We have to run to the other side. We can be hit with 3 fade balls in a row, set straight up track team, straight up 4x1 relay. And guess what? We still got to line up and go 1 more, 2 more, 3 more, depending on how the drive gets. Right.
Yep.
So I understand. Right. I get it. I can already kind of see some points.
So I'm about to go crazy.
That my boy Optimus Mel is about to make over here, but he is Optimus Mel. They call me Mulatron. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna do this. Let's unpack all of this that Mulich had brought, because all I heard from you was a lot of if the linebacker don't, if this one don't, that one don't. I'm just saying, seemed like you had a lot of help on that side of the ball. But I'm gonna condense it. I'm gonna condense it down. First of all, I want everybody to know wide receivers, shitty wide receivers make great defense backs. Just want you to know that. Great defense backs. Because when you can't make it as a receiver, that's where you go. You never heard of a great defensive back or a shitty defensive back go play receiver. Because if you're a shitty defensive back, you just get cut off the team. That's how that works. Now, Mulich, can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
What is your responsibility in cover 2?
Let me see. Let me go ahead and break this down real quick. Force the receiver inside, maintain outside, contain, and the flats. And if I don't get any flats, kind of just sink until I get some work, or if not, just play middle area to deep.
Okay. Well, you can't play middle area to deep because then you'll abandon the flats because you still have to work.
If I don't get any work in the flats, obviously.
Now, let me tell you what a receiver's job is. If we recognize cover 2, my job, 9 times out of 10, if you're playing press coverage, I have to beat the press. Now I have to stack you in that cover 2. Once I read it, I now have to read the safety. If the safety plays hash, I have to bow it out. If the safety now plays sidelines, I have to get skinny and play and run my seam route or whatever route I'm running to towards the middle of the field. So I'm not just reading you, I'm reading the safety. Oh, wait a minute. Ain't there a linebacker there too? There's a linebacker as well. So now I have to read linebacker outside and middle linebacker because the middle linebacker has center field. I have to adjust my routes based off of 4 different people. And I have to do this within a 3-second period. I have to read cover 2 and read it correctly. Not only read it correctly, I have to read it the way that the quarterback reads it. Now, what's the name of the game that we play? What is it again?
They call it football.
Football. Right. So the only way that my job is complete, I have to end up with the football. You can do your job and not end up with the football, and they still think you did a good job. Case in point, I can beat you on man coverage. I think man coverage is the hardest thing to do in sports. Man coverage. I'm going to give you that. I'm going to give you DBs have the hardest thing to corners. Playing man coverage is the hardest thing to do. But if I beat that man coverage and I run a curl route and you could slip, fall, break an ankle. If I drop the ball, you still did your job.
I mean, let me preface this by saying, as a DB, I cannot stand that. Okay. So
I'm just stating what it is.
This is just for the kids. This is just for the kids and all the young boys out there. Okay. Because I do not like this. And we need to stop doing this as football players and as coaches, building bad habits with these young kids. If you are a defensive back and you got cooked respectfully so, and he didn't do shit, but you didn't do nothing that caused him to drop the ball, he just dropped it, do not take credit for that. You didn't do shit.
But
put your hand, take your
in the stat book, it just goes down as a drop for the receiver. It don't go down as a pass breakup. It don't go down as a
yes, it does.
cornerback intimidation or anything like that.
It goes down as an incomplete on the side of what that corner is. So when they break down the cornerback stats, they look at it as it was incomplete on man coverage or zone coverage on your side of the field, Darrell Revis. But
see, and that's the reason why I hate it, because at the end of the day, you did not do not a damn thing. You cannot sit there and claim something that you did not fucking do. Bad balls, drop balls, all that shit. You didn't do not a damn thing. Stop claiming shit you did not do.
I'm gonna get to that in a second. You're taking my time up, Moolid. You're taking my time.
Bad. I just had to get that out because I cannot stand that as a pet peeve of mine for football. Go ahead.
Now, like I said, you can play tight coverage on the sidelines. I still have to catch the ball, keep both feet in bounds, maintain control of the ball in order for me to be successful in my job. I could beat you off the coverage. You could be lost. Matter of fact, there was, what college game was it? I meant the fucking.
It ain't out of control yet.
Right. There was a play. Receiver beat the DB, faked in, went to the corner, and the quarterback threw the shit damn near out of bounds. The receiver had to lay out, drag both feet, catch the ball, keep it in, without it juggling and all that, just to score a touchdown. So not only do we have to maintain possession of the ball, beat you on a route, read the defense, make sure we get to our spots, we still got to rely on the quarterback to put the ball in the place for us to do it. Now, let's get back to you said DBs have to catch the ball. No, they don't. A quarterback can throw a pass to me and I could fall down. A DB can hit him in his hands, he drop it, y'all celebrate and do all the dances y'all want to do. You still get credit for a pass breakup. If I drop a pass, it's a drop, not a pass breakup. My job is only done and complete if I end up with the football. You can do your job and never end up with the football. If you catch the ball, that shit is a bonus. That shit is like, oh my God. He got good hands for a DB.
It don't work.
Got good hands for a DB. Now, how hard it is. Did you not watch the Kansas City? You watched the Kansas City Chiefs game last night. We're gonna talk about the game later.
Yeah, we're gonna break that down.
Did you watch Kadarius Toney?
Save all that. I got something for him. We're gonna let that go.
I'm just saying. A DB had a pick six. He didn't even do nothing. He just dropped back into a space. Caught a deflected pass off the hands of a wide receiver and scored a touchdown.
Actually, that was an extremely impressive pick six because he was actually dropping down to cut that route off. He stopped, touched that ball with his hand, and brought that inside for that pick six. That was a very acrobatic and beautiful pick six.
It wasn't too acrobatic, but that's Melvin. Listen,
to be running forward and have to stop and bring a ball.
He wasn't running. I got the video. He wasn't running. He was actually standing right there. But we're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. And then on top of all this, Mulich, in a zone coverage, if I'm running a dig route, I have to read the corner, safety, linebacker, outside, and middle linebacker. I have to figure out if it's man coverage or not man coverage and where to settle down. I have to think like a receiver and a quarterback at the exact same time. So, mind you, if you're in cover three, what is your responsibility in cover three?
Oh, deep third.
Deep third. You ain't got to worry about nothing else. But if I'm running a route and I recognize you in cover three, he's bailing. Now my eyes now go safety. What is he doing? What is the linebacker doing? I have to read all of this as a receiver, not just one thing. No, because once I leave your zone, all you have to worry about is, okay, well, who's coming back this way? That's it. I, as a receiver, have to worry about you, him, them, and them. And I have to adjust my route. So if I'm running a post, I got to know, am I running it skinny and I running it flat, Which way am I going to run this post route? Am I going to run a dig route? Do I settle in the middle of the field? Do I keep running through the zones? I have to think about all of these things in 3 seconds while running full speed. Now, not only do I have to think about these things, I still have to catch the fucking ball when it comes. I didn't even get to the running. I didn't even get to the run aspect of it. They asked a dude like me, I'm 175 pounds, and I'm a monster when it comes to blocking. So I'm not even complaining about this. I had to block linebackers, defensive ends, outside linebackers, corners, safeties. I had to block everybody. And then this is where I'm going to end this right now for everybody on the YouTubes. Moolage, GQ, this is a question for both of y'all. What would you rather do with your life on the line? Tackle Derrick Henry or have to catch a pass over the middle getting hit by Ray Lewis?
That just sounds like different ways to die.
Hey, I'm just asking a question.
And what would you rather do?
What's easier to do and what would you rather do?
I don't think either one's easy.
Yeah, neither's easy.
But me being me personally, I'm going to buckle Derrick Henry shit. I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. You'd rather hit the running back because you got more control of what's happening at that moment. You don't have no control running a route and getting hit by Ray Lewis. You got no control over that. That's why it's harder to play wide receiver.
I mean,
you got more control.
You can't say that you don't have more control because the way the rules are currently set up, there are certain ways you cannot be hit anymore as opposed back then as it is the way now.
But you're adding a rule in. As a wide receiver, I still have to catch the ball. I'm just saying, if I'm running a route and my route brings me across the middle and I have to make a catch and get hit, regardless of the rules, I still have to end up. My mindset is I still have to end up with the football. I'm not thinking, well, if he hits me with his helmet, I'm going to get a 15-yard penalty. That's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking I got to catch this ball regardless. Regardless of what's happening, I got to catch that ball.
I mean, the same can be said for the defensive back. Like if you're, and we're going to leave it at man coverage because that's the only really time that you deal with them being one-on-one, if you will. But your objective as the DB in this situation is to make sure that receiver does not catch the ball.
Right.
I can't, like, the reason I don't want to use zone because zone is kind of like you said already. It's multiple individuals involved. At least for the most part in man coverage, it's mano-a-mano. It's one-on-one. Yes, There's some hand play within 5 yards, and then there's whatever the fuck happens 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 yards down the field.
But in order for a cornerback to get praise and credit, I have to not do my job completely. That means if I don't catch the ball, you did your job, regardless of what happens. Regardless of what happens. No, regardless of what happens.
Because it could be a coverage bust, but
you don't necessarily have to end up with the ball. I have to end up with the ball.
Yeah, but at the same time, if just like you said, like I'm gonna get praise if you drop the ball. Not if I'm cooked 10 yards back. That's a coverage bust, and you just wide open. Just take this past weekend with Clemson.
But that's the whole point of it. That's the whole point. That's why it's harder to play receiver because regardless, I affect you and me at the exact same time. You don't affect me and you at the same time.
Only sometimes though.
Because if I drop the ball, you can sit back with a sigh of relief like, shit, all right, man, hope you don't do that shit again. There is never a point where I do that. There's never a point.
And see, that's the thing. There is no, for a DB, there is no, I hope he doesn't do that shit again. There's line your ass up and go back and do this shit again. That's a
mindset. That's a mindset, yes. But if I drop a pass and I beat you, you are now thinking, I hope he doesn't drop the next one if he beats me. I still have to end up with the football. That's
the thing, though. I can sit there and say, I hope he doesn't do that again. But me being a DB, I know you're going to do it again.
I'm gonna drop a pass.
No, you're going to go deep again. You're going to, at the end of the day, bro. I can sit up there and be like, I can be relieved and be like, yeah, damn, he just cooked me. But Shit, hey, I'm relieved he didn't watch the. I'm glad he didn't catch the goddamn ball, bro. You can go out there and cook me again the next fucking play and catch the ball, regardless of the fact of whatever you do. I still have to go back on the line and line up and be like, God damn.
But
what
that's
do
my
I have
point.
to do different so that he doesn't get that? So that he doesn't get wide open.
But that is my whole point. Your success rate is literally based on my failure rate. Yes.
Because if I go in and I change something in my technique, i.e., a cutoff, i.e., jamming at the right spot, i.e., my timing, then that is me affecting you, making me look better.
Yeah, but even if you do all of that and I still catch the ball, that shit don't mean nothing.
And see, that's the thing, right? That makes you look good. I can do my whole job and you still catch the ball. He's out there getting cooked. It doesn't matter if I'm in a good spot. It doesn't matter
receiver. That's why wide receiver is harder, because I have to still end up with the football. You don't have to end up with the football.
Exactly. I don't have to end up with the football, but that doesn't mean my job was complete. That doesn't mean I did a great job.
As long as I don't end up with the football, your job is complete.
No, that's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. Because, like I said, I can be cooked on a coverage bust. Did I do my job?
If you are glued to my hip and I catch a pass, did you do everything you could do?
I was in that case, yes, I did my job.
Okay. If you are glued to my hip on the exact same route and I dropped the ball, did you do everything you could do?
Yep. But did I cause you to drop the ball, or did you just drop the ball?
On both of them. Let's say you swiped at both my hands on both of those, and I caught the ball on one and I dropped the ball on the other one. What's the difference? I dropped the ball.
No, they're both competitive plays.
Yeah, but the only thing that changes is if I catch the ball or not.
Exactly, but if I deter you from catching the ball and on both of them, not the other, let's say if one makes you look good and one makes me look good.
You can do both things you can do the same thing on both plays. You can come through, swipe through, rip through, do all of that. I catch you with one hand on one play, and on the other one, it goes through the hand and I drop it. The only difference is I didn't end up with the football.
There is a difference, though. There's two differences, though. One difference is, you dropped it. The other difference is, did he cause you to drop it? It's not
I said on both instances you do the exact same thing.
But
the only difference is I caught the ball on one.
But the difference, though, on the one that you didn't catch, it's not like it just went through your hands. There was a deterrent. So there was a deterrent
on the first one, but I still caught it.
There was. And that's when more of the credit will go to the receiver. That's a great play on the receiver because the DB was in great position. Hands were in great position. He was there to break up the pass, but the receiver has strong enough hands to hold on to it. That's a great play by the receiver.
But that's why at the end of the day, playing wide receiver is harder because your job is still predicated. At the end of the play, you must end up with the football.
And at the end of the play, I must stop you from getting the football. Yeah, so if you drop the ball,
even if I drop it, I never get the ball. So it doesn't matter how the ball hits the ground. It doesn't matter for you. It does not matter.
It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does matter because if you just drop it and I'm not doing anything, I'm just there, but I don't do it.
How many times have balls sailed out of bounds and you see DBs doing like this? Talking about no pass, no catch. You didn't do shit. It was just a bad ball. If I drop a pass, how many times do DBs swipe their hands down? If you didn't do nothing, I just dropped it. Your job is done as long as I don't get the ball.
But it's how I make you not get the ball.
It doesn't matter how.
It does. That always matters.
It may matter to you. It may matter to you.
It matters to every single DB. Or it should. No. It should. Good DBs, it matters. Smart DBs, it matters. Elite DBs, it matters. If you're just sitting up there, this is why I said, this is why I brought up the preface before. If you're going to sit up there and take credit for shit that you did not do, you're not a good fucking player. I do not care. No DB in they fucking right, no good DB in their fucking right mind is gonna sit up there and be in perfect coverage.
But like I said,
and
but
a receiver just dropped the ball, and now this motherfucker want to turn up like, oh yeah, I did it. Like, no, you didn't.
But it doesn't matter if you're an elite receiver, a mid receiver, or a shitty wide receiver. The end of the day, your job, the only way it's considered you finished the task is if you catch the football.
And the only way
every wide receiver is held to the same standard. If it touches your hands, you should be able to catch it. That's the receiver code. If it hits your hands, you got to catch that ball. That is not the same thing for a defensive back. If I drop a pass, you did your job. Regardless of if you are in frame or out of frame, your job is done because I never ended up with the football. Yes,
no, it's not. No, it's not. Because if I'm out of frame and you just dropped the ball, what the fuck was I doing?
Like,
what was I doing? Because obviously I wasn't doing my damn job. If I'm out of frame and you just dropped the ball, I wasn't doing my job. I was doing something else.
But like I said, the job is still done because if I drop a pass, a down is lost.
Exactly, but that's for the defense though. As far as the defense as a whole, the job is done, right? The ball doesn't advance. But for a defensive back, for a corner, the job is not done. You did not do a good job. Just because he's watching,
but that's the whole point. You did a good job. But that's the whole point. You cannot do a good job and it still be a good job because I have to complete my task in order for your job to be a fuck up. If I catch the ball, you can have the tightest of all coverages. If I catch the ball, they're gonna be like, God damn it, that's a fucking great ass catch. You can have the exact same coverage. If I drop the ball, you get all the credit in the world. That's a tough DB right there. He got his hands in, whipped it out.
Hell no. Not? Hell no. Because if you make a tough catch as a receiver, of course, they're gonna give you the credit, right? But if I'm draped on your back, right? And I'm swiping at the ball, swiping through your hands, right?
I still got to catch the ball. I'm still expected to catch the ball.
And that stops you from catching the ball. Then, they're going to be like, oh, that's a great play by the DB. I've done this before.
But the thing about it is I'm still expected to catch that pass.
Of course. That's true. I don't deny that. But at the end of the day, if I'm just there in a great position, right? Same situation. I'm just there, great position, but I don't deter you in any way, shape, or form to catch the ball. But I'm there, great position. I'm draped all over your back, but I'm not sitting up there swiping at your hands. I'm just there. And
even if you swipe at it, and if you swipe, even if you don't swipe at it, if I don't complete the fucking task of catching the football, your job is done.
That's not a job well done. That's not.
I didn't say well done. I said the job is done.
The job is done as far as defensively, but as far as individually, no, the job is not done.
The job is done.
You got to line up again, and you got to sit up there and
that job
all over again.
The task for that play is over. Now it's a new task on the next play.
Yeah, but you can't make your fuck ups my achievements. Like that. That's not
what
how that
cornerback
works.
Is.
That's not how that works. That's not how
what quarterback is.
No, it's not. That's not how that works.
That's literally what cornerback is.
It is not. Just because you fucked up and dropped the ball, that does not mean like that's automatically my accomplishment now. And it's not. Because look, like I said,
I'm gonna do a whole TikTok of DBs not doing shit and trumpeting themselves as if they did some bullshit.
Yeah, but that's that new era shit. That's not what happened back in the older days.
I cannot stand that, bro. Like I said, there's a difference. If I'm gonna sit up there and be all over your back or have great coverage, like people say, but you just drop it. I'm not sitting up there. I'm not fucking with your hands. I'm not trying to swipe at the ball, but I'm in great coverage, right? I'm in a good spot. But you just dropped the ball, and I'm sitting up there turning up and and stuff like that. Oh, that's a great play by the DB. But when we watch film, because we're football players, we're coaches. We study the game intricately. When we watch film and somebody breaks down that play, nigga, you ain't do shit. Why the fuck you celebrating? That's what my coach would tell me, right? If I'm in a good spot, but he just drops the ball, nigga, what the fuck you celebrating for? You got lucky. We don't like luck over here. If you're gonna stop a receiver from dropping the ball, if you're gonna deter a receiver from dropping ball, then actually do it through your play, through the technique that we've coached you, that we've taught you how to do. But don't sit up there and get cooked and then use your athleticism or your speed to catch up and get, and now you're in a good spot. And because the ball got there late, or because this happened, or because that happened, or because he dropped the ball, you want to celebrate and turn up and, oh yeah, this and no, that does not work. Because when you look at the film, you did not do your job. Because if you did your job, he would be at the line of scrimmage.
Was Trayvon Diggs an All-Pro 2 years ago?
Did he deserve to be?
I'm not asking. I'm just asking a question.
I'm gonna answer a question with a question.
You can't answer a question with a question.
I always do it, just to stir the pot.
Was he an All-Pro 2 years ago?
Yep.
Based on interceptions, he was.
Did he deserve to be?
And
but he also gave up a ton of yards.
Seven of his interceptions were underthrown passes.
He capitalized. He was opportunistic.
Capitalized on
underthrown, and he gave up over 1,100 yards against what? He was a bad cornerback.
Definitely
he was a bad cornerback.
Definitely
but he got rewarded because of bad quarterback play.
Yeah, or because he gambled in the right situations.
He just so happened to gamble 7. He just so happened to guess right 7 times.
Like
he just so happened to guess right 7 times or get lucky. 3.
Well, 7 was underthrown, which means the ball, he was beat, but the ball was underthrown. He made the play on it. Kudos to him for doing so. But like I said, that's how much harder it is to play receiver, because I am still reliant on someone to get me the ball. It don't matter how bad I beat a cornerback. I could beat you off. I could smoke you off the line of scrimmage. If I got Kirk Cousins at quarterback and he throw this shit short or he throw it too far to the left, too far to the right, it don't matter what I did. It don't matter what I did.
That's true. I give you that.
You have a position on the field called safety. If you miss the jam on me, you still got one other dude back there to help you out.
Not if he's leaning to the other side.
There is no other person to help a receiver out. There's nobody else there. It's just me. So if I fuck up, I fucked up.
That ain't necessarily true. They
don't run combo route. They don't run a receiver over the top of another wide receiver just in case that receiver fucks up. That's not how that works. That's not how plays are done.
I don't necessarily know about that because y'all be getting a lot of releases due to some screens, a lot of rub routes.
No. But what I'm saying is, if a ball is thrown to me and I miss it, there isn't another receiver behind me like, yo, if you miss it, I got it. There is a safety over the top for you. If you're playing man coverage or you're playing in zone, that literally, if you miss a coverage, there is still one more person. There is still one more person there. There is no person that's there to back up a wide receiver.
I'm not gonna lie, that's because y'all awareness suck.
Because our awareness suck? No, because receivers. No, because if I'm running a post route and a receiver's running an out route, how's he supposed to cover for me or me cover for him?
Man, this is what I used to do in high school. Okay, kids, I don't necessarily recommend this, but this is what I used to do in high school. I really don't care what route I did.
Y'all about to hear some really bad shit right now.
Like I said, I don't recommend it.
The words of Mulich are not the words of Inside the Huddle.
Hey,
so take this.
People every single day. I tell people every single day, Mel, I am not a good influence. Okay, I have tattoos on my face for a reason. All right, I'm not a good influence. Don't live like me. But children, all right, this is what I used to do. Okay, I really don't care. And I call my best friend right now. You can ask him. All right.
Was this on offense or defense?
This was on offense. Okay. This is why
Moolah Jazz play defense now. I just want everybody to know
this was on offense. First of all, Mel, don't do that because I started at tight end. Stop playing with me.
This is why, and you at corner. You playing safety now, so we know what happened. You and Richard Sherman.
I was all league at tight end though.
Mm-hmm.
And I started over the bigger tight end. Yeah, like I said, I was like that.
But you play safety now.
I'm really like that on offense. I just chose to play defense. Let's not act like
defense chose you. That's what happened. Defense chose you.
Let's not act like they forced me over there because
I don't know, but all I know is you play
safety.
safety now. That's all I know.
So let's do it like this. Mulich, finish your story, and then I'm gonna close this out by dropping what we call the coach's perspective. Because yes, the two of you play these respective positions. I coach both of these positions, so I will say what I say, and then we have to move on because we have some other very important things to
That's my
discuss.
fault. Yeah, that's my fault.
Absolutely.
I fucked up.
Absolutely.
I knew this should have been a whole show by itself, but go ahead.
It's okay. I'd have to do my refereeing at least one time.
This is what I would do, right? This is the reason why I say I have no awareness, because this is what I used to do back in school, right? I would run my route as a tight end or as a receiver because they would split me out, right? As soon as I run my route, whatever route that would be, right? If the receiver had a post or a corner or whatever the fuck he was running, I'm running my route. You know what I'm doing, Mel? You want to know what I'm doing right after I run my route? I'm taking off right towards my boy, okay? I don't care who is down there. I don't care if it's my boy. I don't care if it's the DB by himself down there. It could be the damn running back. I'm a dead sprint to him because just in case you drop the ball, nigga, I'm going to be right there. You feel me? I ain't even going to lie to you. I'm going to be right there. I slide, baseball catch right in there, first down, you feel me? Some shit like that. I don't know. That's just me being aware of the situation. Like, hey, yo, like, what if, you feel me, I finish my route and I just take off straight to him. You know what I'm saying? So I started fucking around and doing it, right? I ain't never caught a pass like that because, you know, my boy had the hands, but I was always there for him, you know what I'm saying, just in case, you know what I'm saying, he was fucking around and, you know, drop the Joan, and I got to be there to scoop the pill for him. You feel me?
Go ahead. Go ahead. We're going to have to do this again another day. I'm going to let GQ get this under control right now.
Hey, we like to have fun over here on Inside the Huddle. That's the main thing we like to do.
We do.
And we like to have fun.
So now I'm going to give the perspective that needs to be given, which is the coach's perspective, because, yes, I did not play as far as these two gentlemen did, but I played both of these positions in the world of flag football, and I coached these two positions. So at the end of the day, this is the most important part of both of these positions. They cancel each other out because neither one generates success without the other. They just don't. If a receiver's going to drop a pass. It's going to happen. It's part of the game. That's why there's not a lot of games where receivers don't have, 7 for 7. That's why there's NFL records of these receivers that have made these perfect games. Corners don't have perfect games because, yes, they absolutely 100% get cooked in coverage sometimes. But
I never get cooked.
We'll talk about one other discrepancy because receivers have always had the advantage with their hands. Because check this out. I pulled this stat just for this argument, just because I want people to understand this. Last year, do you know how many offensive pass interference were called last year?
No.
63. Do you know how many defensive pass interference were called?
They know how to play defense, but a lot.
308. That is a discrepancy.
Yeah, because they asked.
We know this for a fact. No. We know this for a fact. Even the GOAT himself and Jerry Rice, because Jerry Rice wasn't that fast until he caught the ball. There were things that were going on with his hands and the way he would touch the thigh and the way that separation was created that we know that these things happen.
As a DB,
you know how many DBs I had pull my jersey?
Listen.
Do not touch my thigh.
How many DBs did you put your hands on them rib cages of?
Do not touch my thigh.
I was always quicker than everybody else, so I didn't have to do it.
Okay, but even Andre Johnson was a professional ribcage toucher. I watched this film and I've seen this, but I bring this up simply because defensive back, or in this case, corner, starts off at a disadvantage. They're going backwards while you're going forward at full speed. So there are multiple things that can happen.
Not necessarily. Okay, this is why I said man coverage is definitely hard, but most defenses they only run man coverage 15 to 20, maybe 25% of the time at the most. You are in a match.
2009 season.
You are in a zone or a matchup zone most of the time. So you are sitting
or
back.
Some type of blanket zone.
Even if you want to play that game and say that, okay, say you're in a zone, you're back off a little bit, but you still have to be able and ready to move side to side or up and down based on what you see. When you start seeing these combo routes, or if for some reason that linebacker passed off that damn drag route that you're on the hash and all of a sudden you have to break inside. So there's still more things that have to happen and you're still, for the most part, going backwards. Now from going backwards, I've got to stop. Hopefully my hamstrings hold up. Go this way, go that way, whatever the case might be. But the receiver is still going vertical first. Unless they're running a wheel route or they're running a screen where they stop on a dime. Like for the most part, your initial first steps are forward. And then you break left, right, or whatever the case might be. So,
but this is why I say
the receiver takes off and falls on his face running a route, like those types of
things. But this is why I This is why I said wide receivers make the best cornerbacks. Because I'm gonna tell you, Deion Sanders, Charles Woodson, Champ Bailey, all of these dudes have something. Richard Sherman, all played wide receiver. And when I teach defensive backs, I teach my young defensive backs. This is how I break it down. I had a father come to me at the end of practice, and he said, my son has learned more football in 2 hours with you than he did the last 5 years from these other coaches. Because as a cornerback, and you're looking at a wide receiver, from 0 to 5 yards, he can only run but so many routes. From 5 to 10 yards, he can only run but so many routes. Once you eliminate that as a receiver takes a step, your ability to now understand what that wide receiver is getting ready to do becomes more inherent, which means I can jump routes. I can anticipate things better because I am eliminating all the things that he is capable of doing at this time.
Well, based off film, I can tell what a receiver or offense is going to do off rip.
Yeah, but even without film, I can go out today. I can go out tomorrow with a dude I've never seen a day in my life. Once he takes his first 3 steps, if he's not going in or out, he's not running an out. He's not running in. He's not running a slant. So now, okay, boom. Is he going to run a curl? Because he's got to go from 5 to 10 now. Is he going to run a curl in a route? Is he going to run a post? Once he gets past 10 yards, he can only do 3 things. 3. That's it. He can only do 3 things. He can either go deep, come back, or go to the middle of the field. Those are the only 3 things he's got left. And that's how I teach my DBs.
Read your keys, fellas.
But we're just talking about one-on-one against a wide
receiver.
No,
exactly. And then on top of that, to expand on that point, right? I am virtually the same way, like similarly the same way. I don't necessarily go off what as far as route tree goes, right? Like as far as steps goes, as far as body position, right? Where is he lined up on the hash? Is he inside the numbers? Is he under the numbers? Is he on top of the numbers? Because if he's under the numbers, there's only 2 routes he's going to give you. Right. If he's on top of the numbers, there's 3 routes he's going to give you. If he's in the middle of the numbers or right up on the numbers, he's probably got a bag on him. So you're probably going to have to really get in your bag, right? And you got to take
it. From a receiver standpoint, if you pressing me, what coverage is he in?
I'm not going to tell you that because I press.
You can't.
I press every down.
But you can't tell. He could be in cover 2. He can be in cover 4. He can be in man. He could be in cover 3. You have no idea.
And that's the reason why I don't say shit. I'm pressing. It's going to be the same alignment.
But that's why receiver is so hard because I have to read you. Because if I take off and you jamming me on the line, but you still with me, but then I look and I see the safety going towards the middle of the field, I'm like, shit, this could be man or cover 3. If that middle linebacker never hits the flats and he's dropping hook to curl, I already know this is cover 3. But I have to read 3 other people before I can understand what I need to do for my job.
I mean, essentially, depending on the coverage, so does a DB. I have to read. Like I said, you gotta read the keys.
If you in cover 3, you don't have nothing to worry about but that deep third.
And that's the reason why I said, depending on the coverage, you have to. You're gonna have to read, right?
Yeah.
If we're in a cover 2 and the receiver is the receiver is lined up in a bunch formation or in a square stuff formation, what you think he gonna run?
All you care about is who's coming to the flats.
That's not true. That's not true.
Yes, it is. Because if he goes to if all of them run to the middle of the field, that has nothing to do with you.
Nope, that's not true. That's not
true. It's 100% true.
Because at the end of the day,
have to still because if you follow all 3 of them to the middle of the field, you now fucked up because they run that running back on the flare route. You fucked up. You have to stay where you're. But that's what I'm saying. You only care about one area of the field.
But I have to read within that. I have to read 3 people just like you within that area.
But you don't care about. You only care. But you only care. No, you only care about the fucking area of the cover 2. You're not reading them. You're just looking at where they're going. If no one comes into your area, your job is done.
Not necessarily.
It's done.
Not necessarily.
It's done. All you care about. Hold on. We got. Look, I'm looking at GQ. I'm looking at GQ.
As much as I enjoy this, we're gonna have to put a pin in that. Y'all should essentially listen. Here's what I'm proposing. Y'all take this shit to TikTok and just go ham. Y'all can go ham for 3, 4, 5, 7 hours. And
Right.
we got a special guest backstage that said let him in like Bray Wyatt. You know what I'm saying? So let him in. But we do have to move on because we have to talk about.
Oh boy,
we got to talk about Coach Prime. That's why we need to move on.
Oh man.
Yeah.
We got to get
the Coach Prime. We got to get the Prime. We got to get to these games.
So Mel, let me ask you, part 2?
We definitely got to do a part 2. Definitely got to do part 2.
No, it's not part 2. It's gonna call it round 2.
Round two.
Take that to TikTok and just go ham. Maybe y'all will get some special visitors to pop up in the TikTok. You know, because I don't know about y'all, but I've been craving some like roasted goat lately. So you know, it's just, the way I feel.
Y'all know that I live in California, right? And Birria Tacos is very, very popular out here. You know,
it's popular in Texas too, bro.
It's popular in Texas popular in Texas as well, right? And you know, traditional birria is made with goat, right?
Yeah.
So
I know.
I think I'm gonna go get some later.
I would just like to say,
let's get serve it up around here.
I would just like to say both of y'all made very compelling arguments there.
Extra consomme.
We definitely need a round 2.
But I like it. Look like we got DJ Michael B on the next takeover. He done made his appearance on there, but we definitely got to get to what happened this past Saturday and what looks like may happen this upcoming Saturday. And it's the big homie Coach Prime. And the question becomes simply, do you believe now?
Do you believe now?
Do you believe now?
Do you believe?
I
do you believe?
I like I said, I was a believer from day one, and I said this before. Greatness is greatness. It doesn't matter where it goes; it's still great. What the funny thing about it is we complained, and this is going to be another old head rant, real quick. We complained that we don't have any black coaches, right? And then we get the blackest black coach we could possibly get, and y'all still mad. And you're still mad. He talk like you. He got the swag like you.
Nah, he got better swag than that.
Hey, he does. I'm just saying. It's like, bro, like what else can Dion do? He's talking for us. He's being for us. Yes. And there's still people that don't like him, that don't give him the credit. Oh, that's just one game. TCU was in the national championship last year. Y'all had them as 21-point underdogs. Y'all said his son was only good because he played at an HBCU. He threw for 511 yards against TCU. Come on, man.
Look, me and Mike are talking about this on our pod about the what's the self-sabotaging of our own. Like, we're never, no matter what we do, we will never make everybody
satisfied. We're never satisfied.
That's perfectly okay. But just like we said at the beginning of the show, you know what I'm saying? Don't jump on this train when it take off. You ain't got to rock with Prime. But stay over there whenever he gets successful, though. Don't try to start claiming him all of a sudden. Just like all of y'all started claiming Jackson State all of a sudden when they started winning. Nah, keep that same energy. Y'all thought, oh, why he going to such a small school? Why he going to HBCU? Man, you might want to go take a look at how many NFL's Hall of Famers and stars were drafted from HBCUs before you talk that bullshit like that.
Come on.
They don't know that. They don't know that.
Multiple Super Bowl champions who were drafted from HBCUs. There are multiple Hall of Famers. There are multiple coaches that came from HBCUs that were hella successful at the highest level. But, you know,
that's where we went to
football
school.
History on that. Yeah, one of them is on Good Morning America right now.
I was going to say, isn't one of them on Good Morning America and the other one is on First Take? And that's crazy, right?
Yeah, it's funny how that happens, right?
It's funny how stuff happens, right? And this is the thing I wanted to say regarding to Dion, right? Because a lot of people still want to be salty about the way that he, you know, left Jackson State. He did everything that he could do for Jackson State and then some.
Jackson State pushed him out. I did a video on that.
And
he left them in a better place than when he got there.
Exactly. Yes. And the fact that people are sitting up here trying to slander his name when the man lost limbs for the school, bro. Like, he lost limbs for that school. He felt like coaching and being with those kids at that time was more important than the infection that he had in his foot, bro. So
instead of missing games, he said, "Take them toes.
Take them toes. I don't miss games." You know what I'm saying? So like at the end of the day, bro, like his everything about it people don't like, right? The different patches on the jerseys, right? The leaders, the
I
dogs,
love that.
right?
I love
The
that
leaders
shit.
and the dogs is
No.
fire.
That's
Love
fire.
it.
I fucking love it, right? Him coming out and at being an HBCU and calling out all these big name schools, right? The USCs, right? All the schools in the Pac-12, right? About how they don't put their kids' names on the back of the jerseys, right? Everybody made a big deal about that. He's changing the dynamic of a lot of people's image of football, especially of college football, and they cannot stand it. And the reason why I've been adamant on saying that FSU, you fucked up, because now he's gonna gain so much.
Florida State.
Yeah, he wanted to go to Florida State, but now he's gonna gain so much success that he's gonna be like, yeah, you remember how y'all did me? You remember how y'all essentially laughed at me in that meeting?
That his name wasn't big enough, and I'm like, man, look. First of all,
his name wasn't big enough.
Let's talk about the lasting effect. Since Prime got to Jackson State, how often did you see HBCU games on TV all of a sudden?
On TV,
not
on TV,
not
BET,
was putting them
not BET.
And hold on, GQ.
NFL Network.
GQ, let me ask you a question to expand on that one real quick. Not even just Jackson State games. How many HBCU schools did you see on TV after he went to Jackson State? Not even just Jackson State. HBCU schools in general.
They play classics on NFL Network and ESPN. And since he's left, guess what? Now they really show them things on TV because they're like, man, we got to find us another guy like a Travis Hunter that can play both ways. Oh, it's funny how we're talking about that all of a sudden.
Damn,
like we forget that man was was the number one recruit. He got plucked. He wanted to get
Travis Hunter. I'm gonna get to Travis Hunter right now. And what the crazy thing about it is, Moolich, we can vibe right now. You said there were times when I played, only time I came off the field was at halftime.
Yep.
Look, I played offense, I played defense, and all of the special teams.
All of the special teams.
The only time Melvin came off the field was when the whistle blew for halftime. That was it.
Or when there was 4 zeros on that clock and the game was over.
So when Travis Hunter is doing what he is doing, and everybody's like, he can't do that, and he can't. Yes, he can.
Yes, he can.
If you're training your body to do that, you can do it.
Yes, he can.
Once his body gets used to being on the field like that, it's repetition. It's nothing. It's nothing for him. Dion did it in the pros. He played almost 60% of the snaps when he was on the Cowboys.
I love how people try to diminish athleticism, right? Like just natural athleticism, right? Especially with natural athleticism within a young kid, right? Like back in high school, back in grade school, you were literally praised for being a 3-sport athlete, right? Like that was considered a milestone, right? Like even most people in high school played 2 sports in a year.
Yo, shout out to Justin. Thanks for that.
Oh yes, sir.
No, so he's not wrong, but
no, absolutely he's not.
But most people don't watch BET.
Yeah,
no,
literally
they don't.
Like, but people watch
the
NFL Network.
Yep.
Like, how many people? Like, if you did a poll by, and this is the only time I'll say something ridiculous like this, but if you did a poll by race, how many white people do you think watch BET? How many Hispanics do you think watch BET?
At best, 12%.
Like,
not even a lot of black people watch BET now.
Exactly. They probably watch MTV more than they do BET.
MTV,
like,
VH1,
let's keep it a spade. But so he's not
because
wrong.
Yes. Baby boy.
HBCUs have been on BET since forever.
Baby boy all day.
But look at the TV ratings of those same HBCU games that are on BET versus ESPN and NFL Network. It's a different concept altogether.
How many
now
new subscribers
everybody's watching.
Plus had since HBCU started playing on ESPN Plus.
I'd be willing to bet, and this is just how, because it's happening right now. You could look at the numbers of how those HBCU games are doing on BET, and there are probably multiple Texas high school football games generating more ratings than that.
Easy.
Oh, absolutely. Easily.
Definitely.
Like,
easily.
I'm not saying this to knock BET, but we didn't watch BET to watch football as kids.
Mm-hmm. We didn't.
We watched it for 106 in Park and Rap City and all that type of stuff. We didn't know there was no football games being played on BET.
BET didn't. Uncut.
Yeah. But when they started showing up on ESPN shows,
I'm mad you said BET Uncut.
Hey, I'm not because
Hey,
we
all
was
wanted
all
to-
up at 2 a.m.
we all
This
wanted
is
to
a
drill
football
when
show.
we
This is a
went
football
to
show. This is a football show.
Hey,
He was naming shows on BET, man. Come on.
we all wanted a tip drill at that age, man.
Hey.
Nelly was going crazy with that one.
Okay, I'll keep it football then. Okay, so let me keep it sport. Let me stay on the topic here. You know, going back to how y'all was saying how other people and Dion not doing it in a traditional sense. Let me cross it over this way. Do y'all? Well, Mel, you probably remember when Stuart Scott first came on ESPN and became
Totally
a
different.
reporter. But right. So Stuart Scott came out with the boom shakalaka and he started changing everything up. And people, what they didn't understand, they hated, they didn't like the change because it made them feel uncomfortable. The same thing is going on now with Dion shaking the foundation of college football.
Yep.
Y'all heard people want you to be like Saban and button up, and that's not Dion. Y'all know they ain't never been Dion from the time he was on the
See,
field.
the thing about it is, this is crazy. Dion is more like Nick Saban than people think.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Without question.
For sure.
You think they showed up and like commercials by chance?
Yeah, he is very disciplined in his approach. That's why when he got there, he told them kids, look, some of y'all not going to be here.
Yep.
Some of y'all ain't gonna make it.
No.
When he said, when he said he's bringing his bag, look, Dylan Edwards, and this is what people don't understand. Dion is a different dude. There are about 11 to 12 kids on that Colorado roster right now that Dion's been coaching since they were 5 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And there are more coming.
Yeah.
There are more coming.
We learned this, that the running back for TCU, the one that came from Alabama transfer, he tried to go to Colorado. But Dion did his homework and was like, I didn't like the amount of injuries that he had piled up.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine, for the sake of this discussion, if TCU didn't have that running back and Colorado had that running back.
Yeah.
They would have blown TCU out of the water. We'd be having a whole different conversation. TCU might not have even put up 21 points because he accounted for three or four of their touchdowns.
Yeah,
by himself. Yeah. So take them 4 touchdowns and give them and give the Colorado. It's one of them damn Oregon games. They put up damn near 81.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and me and my brother talked about this during the game. We talked about it beforehand. A lot of coaches, a lot of analysts, a lot of players were all sitting back looking at Colorado like, let's see what happens. Dion's talking crazy. Let's see what happens. But now, see, he backed up what he was talking. So now Travis Etienne did exactly what I thought was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
He said, I think my brother should go play for Coach Prime.
Absolutely.
That's all it takes.
There's a lot of kids.
More than anything else, word of mouth is one of the most powerful things on the planet.
100%.
Yep. And that's what's going to happen is if this season, see, Dion, I want Dion to go and play for a national championship. I think they will end up doing it. But even if he doesn't, if Colorado wins 8 games this year,
successful.
College football is fucked up next season.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's facts. If
they win 8 games, we had an hour 17. So make sure I like doing this. Colorado will have the number 1 recruiting class next year. If they win 8 games.
That's true.
And it won't even be close. And it won't even be close.
I'll preface that by saying this, because I said this. When as soon as Dion walked through the Colorado doors, I said this. They're gonna finish top 15. And when they do finish in the top 15, I don't even doubt that they finish top 10, just looking at how college football is. If they do finish within the top 15, I guarantee that recruiting class for Dion next year is going to be stupid. The transfer portal is going to be fucked up.
And the thing about it is, see, people are thinking, oh, wide receivers and running backs. No. Defense and offensive linemen.
Yes.
The dogs are coming.
And that's the only true. That is the only true weakness that Colorado has, is they're lacking some beef. But that beef coming.
Yeah, it's coming. For sure.
100%.
On the way.
And the thing is, we don't know. We may not have Shedeur after this season.
Shedeur's coming back.
I would hope
we say that. We say that.
I think
Let's just play the what if game, because GQ and his what if games. I actually been thinking about this one. This is why I've been thinking about this, because they've talked about it with him and the whole Caleb Williams thing, right? Let's just say he balls out and he's a Heisman runner-up.
I'm gonna tell you this.
That close.
Okay, good. I'll let you finish.
And
I'm gonna give
he
you.
becomes a Heisman runner-up. He puts up all the numbers. He does everything he's supposed to do, and he's looked at as like the number 2 or number 3 quarterback prospect. He takes over that spot from maybe Drake May or maybe not.
I'm gonna see if your brain is like my brain.
And this is why I'm saying this, because there is a team in the NFL that is literally that type of a quarterback away from making a step beyond steps. And it so happens to be the same team that drafted his father in the Atlanta Falcons, because I don't think Desmond Ridder is the answer. But I think if Shedeur somehow, some way is drafted by those same Atlanta Falcons with that young running back, that young tight end, that young receiver, and that young up-and-coming defense, something nasty going to happen.
I said this.
41. Clip it.
I said this. I didn't think about that angle as far as Shedeur goes, but I said this. We're gonna run the tape back, and so when it happens, they're like Inside the Huddle was always on top of their shit.
Yep.
I said
one more time.
Y'all definitely have been.
Y'all see it?
And now I said Colorado has 5 years with Deion Sanders, and I said 5 years with Deion Sanders, and I said 5 because of this. He's gonna have 1 year with his son. They're going to have 4 years to get out of their rookie contracts while they're in the NFL. If the Dallas Cowboys do not win a Super Bowl within those 5 years,
book it.
Their head coach will be Deion Sanders.
Book it.
Hell, Mike McCarthy ain't going to be there in 5 years.
Book it.
Their quarterback will be Shedeur Sanders.
Or Trey Lance.
Shiloh, no, it'll be Shedeur. Shiloh will be in the secondary for the Dallas Cowboys. But I also said this. Now, if this happens, y'all really going to be mad. If Shedeur leaves and goes to the pros, didn't Texas redshirt Arch Manning?
Sure did.
Yeah, they did.
As of now, he ain't playing. Because, my man shaved off the mullet, and, he came in real serious.
Yep, he is. Yeah. He is cooking right now, and
he is auditioning for the transfer portal for next year is what he's doing.
Yep.
So where do you think Arch Manning will go if Shedeur Sanders opts to go to the NFL?
Jeez.
Stop playing.
Goodness gracious.
Don't
stop playing.
Hey, listen, as outlandish as that is,
oh, goodness gracious.
I'm not even going to lie. You want to talk about flipping college football upside the fuck down?
Oh, people would lose their damn minds.
But I mean, if you're Arch Manning, let's just think, would you want to leave being in the SEC and going to the Big 12?
No.
Or what's left of the Big 12 at this point?
No. Colorado will be in the Big 12 next year.
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. Is like, because Texas is going to be in the SEC. So do you want to leave the SEC, all those marquee games like that, to go, I guess, in this case, back to the Big 12?
Well, to go back to the Big 12 with a better team. Texas is going to get their ass cracked in the SEC because they're not as good as – they're not good. They're just not good.
You might want to go take a look at Texas' record against the SEC. They're better than people think against the SEC.
No. Their record against the SEC but it's totally different when you have to play in the SEC consistently.
Yeah, and they're gonna have their lumps and bruises, but when they get rolling, I'm not saying that. Don't misunderstand me and say that they're gonna take over the SEC.
No,
but they're
Arch Manning
100% competitive in the SEC.
But that's different. Like Arch Manning is gonna have 2 years because he's gonna redshirt this year. He's gonna have 2 years. I can take those 2 years, ball out with prime, and be literally on prime time because I don't believe there's going to be another school more visible than Colorado for the next 4 years.
Nope, there's not.
No,
especially with prime, man.
Facts.
Especially if they're winning. If they're winning, oh my God, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
The NIL deals are gonna be stupid.
Yeah, well, I'm telling you, they're gonna finish when they finish top 15 this year. It's going. Shit is going to explode, and everybody's going to hate it. Mm-hmm. There's going to be so much influx of kids trying to go to Colorado, and when they get turned down, they're going to get all these other schools are going to get.
Yeah,
it's going to be
turn kids away.
Yeah,
and that's the thing. They're going to have to turn kids away. But the beautiful thing about what Shedeur is doing is he has the biggest support and amount of greatness you can possibly have for a quarterback. You have a Hall of Fame coach in your father, and you have been training with the GOAT himself in Tom Brady.
And it showed. He made
it 1,000%. And
absolutely,
so he made the right decision on every drop back in that game.
Yeah, he probably had out of all them 39 completions that he had in that particular game, maybe 2 or 3 that were kind of low. But other than that, they were on the money. Like I watched that. Me and Michael was texting about it. I watched that whole. I didn't leave my couch. I didn't leave my couch. Not even during halftime. During halftime, I was watching highlights. I was like, I gotta go watch this again. What the fuck am I watching right now? Like this shit was crazy to me. And for some reason, I thought that running back for TCU, I thought they were somehow related to the Sanders family. I'm like, we got all
Trey Sanders now.
I was like, we got all these Sanders on the field. Like, is this just like we can call Saturday the Sanders Day now? Like, what the fuck? Like, but let's get to the fun part of this though. We have to we can talk about it. But before we do that, I forgot about it. How you feel about tomorrow? Colorado and Nebraska. Much tougher opponent. It's a tougher opponent, a better offense because they have 2 running backs as opposed to the 1 running back TCU had. But you still rocking Colorado?
I'm still going Colorado. I think Colorado's going to rock out for a good minute.
Yeah, I think they have too much, and I love Nebraska's defense. I think they have a really stingy defense, but I think Colorado's they have too much spacing at receiver.
Yeah,
like they have a lot of weapons that can go out there and get the ball and put up really big numbers in a short amount of time. Not to mention they have
if you watch Nebraska's first game, what did they struggle against? Space. They struggled against space. That first half,
Dylan Edwards was real nervous
because they was getting broke off in space. So
yes, bro. Yes.
Like we watch all the college football.
Yeah, we really analyze football over here, as you can see. You feel me? Don't think we just talk football. We really analyze football over here.
But this panel here, clean sweep. So there's no surprise when Colorado does it again. I want to see Colorado do it differently than last Saturday. I don't want this 1.2.3. I want to see them just blow the doors off of Nebraska.
Same.
I think Dylan Edwards is the key
to grow. I want to see the headlines grow.
If they can run the ball, it's going to be ugly. That's all I'm going to say.
That's all we need. So last night, we kicked off the NFL. We had a Thursday night football game that was hyped up since the summertime. We all talked about it. We weren't sure what we were going to get from the Detroit Lions. But we noticed it because we paid attention to the draft and we saw they had a lot of great young players. And we got the defending champs. They're doing their thing. And then all of a sudden, cracks in the armor happen. What am I talking about? What is GQ talking about? Your number 1 defensive sack leading player is sitting in a press box during this game.
Sitting
First of all, that's the ultimate swag move. I don't give a fuck nobody say.
Flex.
You said I'm gonna show up and sit in the press box and watch y'all play football. That is some ultimate holdout shit right there. Like that's some fire shit. But then at the last minute, but I didn't want to change my decision because of this. But at the last second, Mahomes loses his most important weapon in Travis Kelce. But I stood on what I said because I thought the Chiefs would win the game, and then Travis Kelce lose, and I was like, this is gonna be hard. I was like, if the Chiefs win this game, it's going to be because Mahomes pulled off some miracle shit. Because without Travis Kelce, it's just a different team. I wasn't concerned when the Chiefs lost Tyreek Hill because Travis Kelce was still. Travis Kelce's the guy. Point blank, period. He's the guy. He did not have Travis Kelce last night, and it showed. Because y'all remember Madden 06? You remember how you used to put them little perks out there to affect your opponent? Well, Kadarius Toney had hands of stone last night.
Bruh.
I have never, in the history of never seen those types of drops. Not those type. Like the one that led to the pick 6, I don't know. But the one on third down that he was trying to somehow catch by his dick, I was like, bro, what? How many times have we seen NFL receivers a low ball like that basically fall with the ball? Not try to catch it with my hands and keep it like, no, just go on and fall with that ball, tuck it. That's a first down. You catch it, that's a first down. It was 3rd and 2. It was 3rd and 2.
This is why I said the receiver position is so fucking hard.
That man had nothing but space and opportunity. He ran the perfect route. He had space and opportunity. If he catches that ball, he has space for a lot more.
But like I said, at the end of the day, the receiver has to finish his job by catching the ball.
Or do what he did, which was look extremely bad. And of course, in the fourth quarter, they went for it on 4th and 25?
4th and 25, 4th and 26.
And Patrick Mahomes threw a fucking dot. That got dropped.
It was dropped.
Look, this is why I took the Lions before any of the injuries happened. I said this. It's week 1. It's week 1. Teams are at their most even in week 1. And I'm going to take the team that is more of a cohesive unit than the team that's still trying to figure some things out. If this was week 7 or week 8, I'm taking Kansas City all day. But that's pretty much the same offense that the Lions had last year.
Yeah, because Jameson Williams still wasn't there.
Yeah.
Still wasn't there.
Like it's still the same offense.
You had another weapon with Jahmyr Gibbs, but
like it's still the same basic offense. But
that
the
was
Kansas
elite
City
weapon.
The Kansas City Chiefs are trying to work in 3 new wide receivers, a totally different offensive coordinator. Like there's a lot. You're playing without your best defensive lineman. There's a lot of things that are happening. When I tell y'all we break these games down and we look at it from a totally different angle from most people, this is what we do. Because Nick Wrong, he was out there, oh, well, the Chiefs don't never lose in week 1 and they don't never. And this is
That's the reason why I picked the Lions.
I didn't even watch First Things First because I didn't even care what he had to say.
Yeah, but this is
why I picked the Lions, because Nick No Right always puts his foot in his mouth and he gets on my damn nerves. He's been juicing.
We actually do. This is why I said we are the best football show, not NFL football show. Because coming soon, I'm gonna have my women's football league. We're gonna break those games down. Moolah's gonna have his league going down. We're gonna have kids. It's a football show. First and foremost.
And I called the Lions upsetting the Chiefs when I seen the schedule. Honestly, I didn't care about the injuries. I honestly don't care if Chris Jones or Travis Kelce played. I know that definitely would have been in the
it was week 1.
But I still called the Lions winning this game for this reason and this reason only, right? You're working in a new offensive coordinator that Patrick Mahomes has to not only get comfortable with, but Andy Reid has to get comfortable with as well, right? Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy, they worked like a tandem, like perfect tandem team, right? It was like they were in each other's minds at some point in time, right? They knew exactly what type of play call, exactly what type of how they wanted to attack a defense in a certain mindset or a certain way, right? This offensive coordinator does not know that. He does not know the tendencies of Patrick Mahomes. He does not know the tendencies of these receivers. He does not know the tendencies of the linemen, and he does not know the tendencies of the running back. He can't sit up there and put a Travis Kelce in this spot and have a Juju in this spot. Oh shit, wait, Juju's not here. So now we got to put Marquez Valdez-Scantling in this spot, but he's not as talented as Juju. So now we have to sit up here and adjust that, right? Damn, Travis Kelce's done. He's not playing this week, right? Now the whole offense changes. We can't run nothing that we were going to run during the fucking week, bro. We have to change the entire script of the offense. That fucked them up. You combine that with them having virtually new receivers that they have to work into the offense. The person who has been the most experienced in the offense now, considering Travis Kelce's out, is Valdez-Scantling, right? But you're not going to rely on him, right?
Shit, so Noah Gray was the most experienced one they had.
And you're not going to, you're really not going to rely on him either, right? That's why your whole offense has to change. You add that with your O-line not being good, really remotely at all. Your O-line is horrible at all. Patrick Mahomes is sitting there doing cone drills all day. Like I didn't see his feet stop moving, running for his life all day, and you can tell. This is the thing that I noticed watching this game. You can tell he does not trust any receiver other than Travis Kelce. If Travis Kelce's out there, he's like, bro, I don't know you niggas. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Like when you see him out there, he's like, I don't know y'all. So if you're not my guy, or if you're not open, I ain't gonna throw you this ball, G. Like I'm sorry.
I'm gonna tell you,
damn, they're gonna run with this motherfucker first.
I'm gonna tell you, this was my issue with Patrick Mahomes for a while now, and I'm gonna tie this in with Shedeur Sanders. Shedeur Sanders, when the game went in touchdown, I don't know if most people watched it. When he was rolling to his left, he's a right-handed quarterback. He reloaded his body and threw from a stable platform. That's why the ball went.
Platform quarterbacks.
So it went where he needed it to go. My biggest gripe against Patrick Mahomes, his fundamentals are horrible. And when you have inexperienced wide receivers you're not comfortable with, you can't be not fundamental. You have to, the ball's got to be in the right, not saying that there weren't balls in the right spot. Don't get it twisted. Yeah, receivers dropped some very bad passes. Absolutely. But his mechanics also were horrible last night. Sure. They were bad. So that was also a result, because I think he was He threw under 50. I think his completion percentage was like at 51%, 50, the lowest it's ever been for him.
I think it's that was the lowest he's ever been in his career.
Mm-hmm.
Like he went something like 10 for 22 or 11 for 22. He was bad. And a lot of it was just mechanically. He didn't look mechanical. Like when you get older, and this is what at some point, you see this with a lot with athletic quarterbacks. They don't rely on fundamentals because they've never had to rely on it. The reason why Peyton Manning and the Tom Brady's can last as long as they did is because their feet are always set. Their base is always strong. Their platform never changes. With Patrick Mahomes, and I'll take it back to Shedeur Sanders, if Patrick Mahomes was rolling out to his left, he never throws his hips to get his body straight to make that throw. He just arm throws it to the end zone. You can't do that when you're 35 years old. Can't do that when you're 33. I mean, you can do it now when you're 26 and 27 because your arm can still do that. But if you don't work on the fundamental shit, this is what happens. It starts to look bad as you get older.
And that's the reason why Cam Newton's career ended up ultimately better than Colin Kaepernick's career. You can go back and look at interviews of Colin Kaepernick saying he doesn't take his QB mechanics seriously. And you can go back and look at the year that it took Cam to change dramatically as a passer, a pocket passer, because he took his QB mechanics seriously. His throwing motion changed, his timing changes, his pocket presence changes, his footwork changed. Everything changed. Compared it to Colin Kaepernick, who at that same time people were trying to compare both the two running quarterbacks. Which one ended up in the Super Bowl and which one ended up winning the MVP?
Yeah, like you have to do it. And I need Patrick Mahomes to get to that point to where he can, when he hits that third step, when his plant foot hits, is the ball out of your hand? Can you read the defense? Do you know what you're looking at? Because I don't like that he plays off script so much. Like, you can't play off script with these kids now. Like, you got kids now. You don't got a dynamic Tyreek Hill on the other side. There is no Mecole Hardman who can outrun everybody. There was no Travis Kelce last night. Yeah,
you want to know a prime example of what it looks like when off script goes wrong? His name is Russell Wilson.
Yep,
absolutely.
Yeah. And it's not that Russell can't throw. It's just he got way too comfortable being off script, and then they let him cook, and he burnt the fucking dish.
Yeah, like I just want to see Patrick Mahomes. Yeah, he burnt it.
That's really
I want to see Patrick Mahomes play in rhythm. 1, 2, 3, ball gone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, ball gone. Like, I want you to be able to look at what you're seeing, find a hole, throw a wide receiver open once in a while.
Sorry about that.
Well, you know, my thing with Patrick Mahomes, though, I mean, I don't know if do y'all watch The Shop?
Yep.
Yes.
No. I catch a few episodes here and there.
I'm trying to remember his exact quote, and he was talking about how he wasn't really watching film, and he didn't understand how to read defenses, so everything he was doing was off script when they won the Super Bowl.
Wait a minute, could you, Micah? Can you please? I got so much shit a couple years ago because I said Patrick Mahomes does not know how to read defenses. Can you please repeat what you just said?
He did not know how to read defenses. He said his first year he didn't know how to read defenses. The second year he still kind of didn't know. When they won the Super Bowl, he had just started kind of learning how to read. He couldn't read defense. It was all natural talent, and it's to the point now where I watch Kansas City Chiefs games a lot, and I'm just like, what are you doing? Because it's like he's not going through his progressions a lot. It's annoying because he looked for his first receiver, not there. I'm gonna throw this ball to Travis Kelce because I know Travis Kelce's going to make it happen.
You know where he learned most of his defensive readings from? The same guy that wasn't playing yesterday.
Well, there you go.
I'm just saying because I got a lot of heat for that.
Defense. I will give Kansas City defense a little bit of love because they did play a pretty solid game without Chris Jones being there. So I'll give him a little bit of love on that. But
I mean, you're dealing with a quarterback like Goff who don't run at all.
Yeah.
If Goff had any sort of actual athleticism, there was 3 plays where he took hits where if he would have just taken off, just ran, especially the one on 4th down that got batted down because you looked at it and he stepped in the right window and there was nothing but grass.
Yep.
And he's such a I must get the ball out guy that if he was like, oh shit, I should have ran. Yeah, bro, if you'd have ran, you'd have got 7 yards. You only needed 3.
Yeah, exactly.
And on top of that too, this rushing game, Kansas City needs to figure it out, bro, because it is going to hinder them all year. Patrick Mahomes can't be your leading rusher. He can't.
Oh, that sounds familiar. Sounds like Buffalo Bills again.
Yes.
I was gonna say, where have I heard that
Where have
before?
I heard this story before?
Look, I could have sworn
but remember, but remember, guys, according to the owners, I can go find me a runner in the 7th round, and I don't need to pay my guys.
we don't need that. You don't need a elite
Where's
runner.
Wayne at? Where's Wayne at?
You don't need a running back, right?
Because my quarterback can do it. All right, when Patrick Mahomes pop his goddamn kneecap out again like he did 2 years ago, I don't want to hear it.
You ain't got Chad to save the day this time either.
No, but we've spent enough time talking about Kansas City. I want to highlight some things from Detroit before we get to these picks.
Mm-hmm.
First and foremost, the biggest thing I got from this game, from the Detroit Lions side of the game, is Jahmyr Gibbs is a motherfucking guy. All right?
Absolutely.
First and foremost, the problem now that we run into is I think I know they wanted to quote unquote limit his snaps. They should have let that man eat last night. Because there's something. Because listen, the strength of Detroit last night was their offensive line. And they have something that very few teams have. And they have something of a Jason Kelce, a center that can fucking pull. And when that center pulled and they ran that power and he was able to come in between like that. Oh no, you got to, and not to mention Gibbs was faster than most of their defenders. He was beating most of the defenders to the edge. Mm-hmm. And I know y'all saw that highlight reel when that man hit that half spin and came back outside and left Snead on his ass.
Yes.
On that run. And I was like, I said, this motherfucker's special. I was like, this
Jahmyr Gibbs is a faster version of Alvin Kamara.
Yes.
And if they use him like that, boy.
Yes. And I do like the complimentary of having David Montgomery because he's a phenomenal red zone running back.
Oh,
if you don't think so, the man's vision in the red zone is dumb. Because on that last touchdown, when he ran through, he slipped, just like we talked about again, that center kicked out. He kicked out, he pulled that fucking linebacker and opened up that window and gave David Montgomery a one-on-one with a safety crashing down, which is always a disadvantage in the red zone because you have to cover that much more ground. Mm-hmm. And Montgomery damn near slivered his way in there untouched.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a phenomenal 1-2 punch. And I said this, I was talking to one of my mentors last night, and I was like, I think if they would have just simply had Jameson Williams, they would have won this game by more than 1 point. Because outside of Amon-Ra St. Brown, and yes, I know Josh Reynolds had a few plays, but they didn't truly have a guy that was taking the top off.
Mm-mm.
They didn't.
Once they get Jameson Williams back,
if you let Jameson do all that, and you got Amon-Ra operating underneath, and then you got Josh Reynolds operating on the opposite side, and not to mention my dog Sam Laporta, like we've been talking about.
Sam Laporta. Hey, hold on, my boy really got his
leagues and everything else.
GM fantasy cap on because he really been speaking about Sam Laporta all off season.
Sam Laporta last night in his very first game put up almost 10 fantasy points for a tight end position. That's a big deal. All right, tight ends don't really do that very much. His man put
9.96 according to mine.
In one of the other leagues I was in, it was 8.88. So even still, he damn near put up 10 points, and he wasn't even the feature guy.
Yep.
Keep your eyes on Sam Laporta, ladies and gentlemen. Mm-hmm. I'm saying it like I'm saying right now. We've been talking about it all summer. And
I got ridiculed on the fantasy draft for taking him when I took him. Only because GQ wanted him. Only because GQ wanted him.
Yeah, I wasn't mad that you took him. I was mad that you took him before I could take him. That was all I was mad about. I love the pick, but other than that,
just not because he didn't get it.
If I could have got him, I'd been happy. I wouldn't have started him last night, but in like another year from now, it's my opponent popping. But let's get to these picks. Because these picks are important, and we already got the Detroit, Kansas City on the board. I got it on the spreadsheet, so I'm keeping track of it so we don't lose these things. So first game we got up is we have got the Carolina Panthers at the Atlanta Falcons. Moulid, what you got?
Falcons, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Panthers kind of cap that off. But I'm going Falcons. Offer it.
All right. Where you at, Mel?
This is a dicey one. This is dicey for me. This is very, 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 very dicey for me. But I'm gonna go young. I'm gonna go Bryce. I'm gonna go young man Bryce. They're gonna start his career off with his first win.
Oh,
I like it.
Bryce in that defense capping off a big one.
Yeah. So Micah knows how I feel about this. I absolutely 1,000% despise picking division games because they are exactly what Mel said. They are. They're. You never know. It truly does not matter if the Falcons, if this was week 8 and the Falcons were like 7-1 and the Panthers were 1-6, the Panthers could still win the game.
Yep.
Because that's just how division games go. Point blank, period.
Very true.
So with all that being said, though, I am going to take Atlanta because I want to see Bijan just act a plum ass.
That is my plan.
I just do. I just want to see it because I want to.
That's why I'm going.
I want to see what I already saw at Texas when people ridiculed me for saying that Bijan Robinson was the best running back in the country, and they told me I was out of my fucking mind. And I said, you might want to go watch the film before you ridicule me again because the film don't lie.
You know what I just found out? I just found this out like a week ago. Remember that viral video of the fucking Texas player who
it was like bent backwards and his neck.
I did not know that was Bijan Robinson until I
that was Bijan, bro.
Crazy.
Yes, that was Bijan, bro.
Yes, that was Bijan. That's why that man
like
has
his ass and head hit at
ready.
the same point.
Yeah, like
I never realized that.
Like if somebody said you a head ass nigga, it would be Bijan Robinson because that's what happened.
But it's true.
His head was like here, and then his body was like up here or some shit like that, bro. Like his shit was like right here. You see my boy head? You see this is the head right here. His shit was back here. You know what I'm saying?
Like the fact he's still playing football is crazy.
My man was looking like a whole ass high jumper.
You know what I'm saying? This is his legs right here. You know what I'm saying? He was like folded in half, but like by his neck though.
Shout out to Moolus pulling out his daughter's toy real quick for the
I am siding with Mel. I believe Carolina's going to win this game.
You heard it. So we got
because all of the signs would say Atlanta, but I'm going Carolina.
Exactly.
So we got that. So now we on to the next one. We have got Micah's favorite team in the whole wide world. We got the Houston Texans against the Baltimore Ravens.
I'm gonna let Micah go first on this.
Yeah, I'm gonna let the homer do the homer thing.
All right. Well, I'm gonna.
That says it all. I'm
gonna pick against my team on this one.
There was some doubt in that.
I don't. No. There was no doubt there. It's just sad because I really want to pick my team, but I know it's going to be the wrong damn.
No, you don't. You know.
I really do.
No, he really does.
We always want to pick our team.
He's really good at being objective. He's not unlike Cowboys fans who are delusional as all fucking get out.
Or Raider fans who are just also delusional.
The Ravens should torch the Texans defense, though. I don't care that we have Will Anderson now. They should absolutely torch them. I don't know how much the Texans will put up against the Ravens because I'm kind of suspect on the Ravens defense, but hey, I mean, at the end, I still think the Ravens are going to win.
Yeah, it's an ass whooping.
Ravens is 100% an ass whooping.
Lamar's MVP season starts now.
This will be Lamar telling everybody, I hope y'all didn't forget about me.
I'm back.
Hey, it's funny we did that. Show one of my fantasy names right now.
I was gonna say
it is.
So up next, we talked about division game. We've got the Cincinnati Bengals with Joe Burrow, now the highest paid quarterback by my numbers, versus Deshaun Watson, the second highest paid quarterback by numbers.
Why are we having so many division games in week 1?
Because
they switched it up. They flipped it because it used to be
controversy early.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
They said we starting off the season hot.
Fire.
So the question is, do you want the massage parlor or do you want the swag? Like what's the
I already said this. Look, Deshaun gonna feel give me something I can feel. That's gonna be Deshaun Jackson.
That should have been the name of the show today.
We've been on a roll this week. This is crazy.
That should have been the name of the show today. Give me something to feel, okay?
Look, so I'm going Cleveland on this. Giving you something you can feel. I don't know.
That's an R&B song. We know that song.
However the song go, you know how it go.
Oh, we know how it go. We're just not gonna sing it on the air because it's not appropriate.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I was gonna say that's definitely. We've been wilding out as far as pushing the line of the guidelines all week.
No, we haven't.
I'm sorry.
It was not made for kids. If kids are watching, hey, blame their parents.
And I apologize.
That's why my daughter got a kid's tablet. She can't even watch.
There you go. Yeah, that all. Yeah, I'm going to Browns. I'm going to
Browns?
Browns with this one. Yeah, I think I'm going to Browns. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be 100% quite yet, so I think it's going to be kind of shaky for him week 1.
Yeah, no, I'm taking Cleveland, but it's not because of like necessarily their offense. It's just they made a lot of solid moves in the offseason for their defense as well to continue bolstering things. And one of these years, and it's got to be either this year or the next, eventually Myles Garrett got to just be that guy. Like he's got to be the ultimate disruptor and just wreak havoc because he's really got a couple years left in his prime before he starts to fall off that cliff. So I just want to see it. You were picked number 1 overall. I want to see you just destroy the league 1 year.
I think it was close, not last year, but 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Very, very close, but I need to see that again.
Wasn't that the same year that TJ Watt won?
TJ Watt, yeah.
That was a close year.
Default,
that was a close year between those two.
I think I'm going with the better running back in Nick Chubb, so I'm going with Cleveland.
Hey, boys, I'm going with Mr. Chubb.
I had
to be careful how I said that. That's why, that's why I said Mr. in front of the Chubb.
Right, because Deshaun Watson is going to give them. Never mind. We'll stop.
Oh my God!
In depth.
We're not gonna talk about it.
Oh my God!
Oh shoot! Oh my goodness gracious!
We're still on this.
Hot cold therapy is very well.
So we're gonna continue this trend of division games, and we have got the Jacksonville Jaguars at the Indianapolis non-Jonathan Taylor having Colts.
Oh, look. My man Sunshine about to tear they ass.
Yeah, Sunshine's gonna get in that ass, okay?
Listen here.
I'm pretty sure
Calvin
Ridley sweep across the board. Like,
look, Calvin Ridley gonna have $150.
Oh man,
He gonna have $150.
At least.
I'm gonna hold that part of it, and I'm gonna say more so that this is where Travis Etienne has a phenomenal 100-yard game, and I don't mean all-purpose yards. I mean 100 rushing yards. What he does in the passing game is just going to be icing on the cake. I do think Trevor Lawrence is going to be a baller this year. Like
Jacksonville knocking on the door.
Like he's knocking on the door, but I need him to kick that motherfucker off the hinges.
Kick that motherfucker in.
Like we need Trevor Lawrence to have a 5,000-yard season. Like we need that, and I think he has the weapons in place.
He's gonna be close this year.
I think he has. I do think he'll be somewhere around 4,500. I'm gonna be realistic because I do think he has the weapons to do that. Now, especially with Evan Ingram and Calvin Ridley into the fold now, so it wouldn't surprise me if he goes 5,000. But realistically, I'm gonna say 4,500.
They stay healthy, definitely 4,500 at least.
100%. All right, this game is actually more of a this is a trap game because it could go either way. And you've got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the Baconeers, however you feel like it, versus the Minnesota Kirk Cousin Vikings.
Look, we already know
the
Tampa Bay Baconeers are going to pull this off. You hear me? Mike Evans is going to answer all of the critics talking about he's not a top 10 wide receiver.
Yes, he is.
He's going to show you.
I heard somebody.
I'm going with
this man ain't top 10. This man has got 9 straight 1,000-yard seasons, pushing up on double digits. Like what the fuck?
That came from a whole nother podcast that will remain nameless. But
I heard somebody specific on that clock app said that Mike.
That's making my That's making my allergies act up, and I only sneeze when I hear bullshit.
Yeah,
that's a refreshing spin on that. Hey, G, you know where I'm going with this.
I'm not asking you because I already knew the answer to this question.
Give me my cousin.
He's got a primetime game. I'm actually in the same boat though. I'm taking Minnesota, and it's not because of their offense. It's because of their new defensive coordinator in Brian Flores. That defense was, I'm not gonna call him quite anemic, but pretty damn close. But a guy like Brian Flores is going to establish a level of toughness that they need. And it may not show its true colors in the first couple weeks, but as the season progresses, we will see that defense be a lot more relevant. Don't be surprised if that Minnesota Vikings defense is in the upper half of the NFL by the end of the season because of one Brian Flores.
Wouldn't doubt that.
I'm scared. Anytime Mel runs off the screen, he usually comes back with a jersey or a helmet or something crazy.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared.
I'm wild.
Hey, ran off on the plug twice.
So where you at on this game, Muu?
I am going with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
So the
All right.
Bacon is baby.
Oh man, that's kind of a letdown. We thought you was coming back with something because you normally do.
I've seen this. I've seen this man Mel come back with a football helmet on, with a different jersey on, with all
Hey,
kind of just
He
shit.
It's
came back the
always
I
exact
that's
didn't
same
know
way.
what was gonna happen. Maybe he was gonna change to the Kango hat all of a sudden. I didn't know what was gonna happen.
you know, I fuck. All right, well, maybe I can do it if I got time. We'll see where you at with this one.
All right, so up next we've got the Tennessee King Henrys versus the New Orleans Saints with the new quarterback.
Oh, we driving that car, baby. We driving that new car. Got that new car smell.
DC out
That
there
new
in
car
that
smell.
NOLA land. Finna go out there and drive across the bridge a few times for the one time, you know what I'm saying? Go to another state in Tennessee, see what's popping out there. You know what I mean? Yeah. Big DC out here, man. Saints.
Yeah, I'm taking Nolans in this game. I'm taking Nolans in this game. Like it's
Nolans, baby.
And it's mostly because it's because of their defense more than anything else, and I don't trust Ryan Tannehill as far as I can throw him, which ain't very goddamn far.
I ain't even gonna lie to you. I don't trust not one single quarterback in that damn quarterback room. I don't trust not one.
Not against that defense, I don't.
Nope.
And I don't trust them against my defense. Shit.
So, Micah, you clean sweeping, or you going
clean sweeping, man? Come on, bro. The fact of the matter is, Tennessee really isn't that good. They haven't been good for a good minute now. They're just not. I don't. The year when Tannehill came over and he had his little surprise boom, but we all knew what it was. Their him was commanding so much attention.
Not enough weapons, man. Not enough weapons.
Yeah.
No, and I like the young receiver. I don't know what to expect from an aging Hopkins. We're gonna get a few highlight plays, but I don't know. We'll see. He is following the same path of his old OG big brother in Andre, because he's also in Tennessee, which is so just weird to me. But he had a chance to play for a contender, man. Look, Kansas City could have used him last night. That's all I'm saying. At least he would have caught the ball.
Exactly. Yeah. Julio Jones is getting a phone call. I just want you to know that.
He might be.
He might be.
And look. All right, so up next, we have, for me, one of my favorite games of the entire weekend. And you have got the Brock Purdy's in the Niners versus Mr. Pickett and them Steelers.
The San Francisco Goldfields.
Yeah, man, this is gonna be a hell of a game. You got now Mr. Bosa done got that nice contract, $122 million guaranteed fully. Yep. Brock Purdy back from the injury. Deebo Samuel back with a vengeance. C-Mac doing C-Mac things. And then you got the Steelers. You got Mr. Pickett on year 2, ready to rock and roll, ready to turn up. You got Mr. Pickens, the other P on that squad, that made us some hella acrobatic catches last year. You got a Deontay Johnson that went all them catches and all them yards and not a damn touchdown to show for it. You got my man, Mr. Muth himself, Mr. Pat Fryermuth, ready to ball the fuck out. But they also got that TJ Watt on the other side. A lot of factors in this.
Mink up top and that young bull, Joey Porter, on the outside. I'm going to start this off. I ain't even going to lie to you. Give me Pittsburgh. I'm saying it. Step it.
I'm seconding.
I'm a third it. The Pickens and was it Pickens? Pickens.
That PP.
Like PPs. They gonna piss all over these goddamn 49ers and their defense. They gonna R. Kelly them.
We just gonna call them P squared, baby. We're gonna call them all. We're gonna call them P squared, baby.
Yeah.
What say you, DJ?
I am disappointed in all of y'all. I am very disappointed in all of you. And not for the reason you're going to believe. The reason why I'm disappointed because I thought I was going to be the only person that was going to pick Pittsburgh and all of you were going to pick the 49ers. But goddamn, it's a clean sweep. Because I was thinking I'm going Pittsburgh the whole way. I mean, like, it's crazy. I am so disappointed. I had my whole soliloquy in my head like, y'all are wrong. Man, bro.
To the football show.
Welcome to football. Inside the Huddle is here.
So, this game better be, in my opinion, the blowout of the week. And you have got the Arizona No-Kylers versus the Washington football team, Commanders, the Guardians, the whatever the fuck their name's gonna be by the time the
There it
season
is. I knew he
ends.
came back
There
with
it
something.
is.
I knew he
There it
came back
is.
with
Has
something.
in
He
his
doesn't
damn
disappoint.
hands. So you know who Mel picking already. That was pretty easy. But and by the way, Terry McLaurin is playing. I just want y'all to know that he has no injury designation going into this game. Arizona is pinged to have the worst defense in the entire league and probably the worst offense in the league as well.
Yeah.
Who
So-
was supposed to be starting for Arizona at quarterback?
Dobbs,
Josh Dobbs.
Who they
Josh
just
Oh,
traded
wow. Oh, wow.
setting that man up for failure.
Yes.
But I
very
will tell
much
you,
so.
if you have James Conner in fantasy, you gonna win.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
the only
run
offensive
shit out
weapon.
the ball.
Well, I mean, because yes, the Hollywood Brown is there, but
If
Dobbs
you got
the ball is the question.
Rondell Moore is going to be the guy. So, just so you know. But outside of that, oh yeah, the Washington Redskins, and I'm going to call them the Washington Redskins because there is a whole slew of Native Americans that have stepped up and said, you know what? Everything that everybody else has said is a lie. They do not think that the Washington Redskins is a slur. They actually said they used to call Warriors Redskins. And they are standing next to Washington. It's like if they would want to change the name back to the Redskins, they have more than enough signatures saying that they are 100% behind it and they are willing to help them go back to the Washington Redskins. So I'm going to call them the Washington Redskins until they change the damn name.
Hey, and this is by no
I'm with it.
means.
Well,
And this
I'm
is by no means
taking
any kind of way
I'm
that's
taking the
from,
Washington, whatever they are going to be called this year as well. So
yeah, this is by no means any way, shape, or form of hate speech YouTube because we know how you guys like to play and you guys like
Oh,
to
wasn't
do.
hate speech.
There is over 250,000, 100,000 signatures on that petition for the Washington Redskins name to be changed. Now, the president and the team owner has came out and said that he doesn't plan on changing the name anytime soon. But as we said, YouTube, this is not hate speech. We are just stating information.
Just fact. Just news.
I'm going Washington, but I'm not going to lie. I was really mad about them changing the name to Commanders. I kind of like the football team. I really did like the name Washington football team.
That was my
it
favorite name.
seems-
I'm not gonna lie to you.
It seems better now,
grew
don't
on
it?
me after a while. The Commanders truly did grow on me, and I was like, you know, I can get
No,
down.
it ain't
And
never
then,
grown on
especially when
me.
they came out with the black and red uniform, I was like, that's a fire ass uniform.
I'm not gonna lie. That uni was
I could
fire.
get down with the Commanders if that was like one of their primary uniforms. I was like, I could fuck with it.
I'm not getting down with the name, and it's probably
Like
because I'm such a big
the
soccer
Washington
fan.
football team sounded like a college football team.
It's probably because I'm a big soccer fan, so I'm used to hearing like football club and stuff in it. So, hey, that's just me though, because
Makes
I did
sense.
like
So we got another clean sweep, of course. No surprise there, of course. This is where we will have some diversity. Because we got this news earlier today that Mr. Christian Watson will not play on Sunday. He is officially ruled out. Mr. Romeo Dobbs is also questionable going into this game. So I say all that to say that we have the Green Bay Packers visiting Soldier Field against the Justin Fields Bears.
I don't care. I don't care. I'm still going Green Bay.
I knew where Mel was going. He been on this all since we talked about the schedule release.
I'm not going to change.
Do we have a rivalry game in week 8? Come on, man. Look, Mel. Look, I mess with you, but we're gonna disagree on this one because I'm
That's
taking
fine.
I'm taking Mr. OSU himself, Justin Fields. I'm taking Chicago.
That's all good. Look, I can't lose in this situation. Just think about this. He's my fantasy quarterback. So if he goes,
don't do that. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Hell no, I'm not giving you that. No.
I see what he tried to do there, though.
You tried it, though, man. You tried
it.
He tried to take that Skip Bayless route.
Man.
Hey.
You sound like Skip when he got to pick between the Cowboys and the Patriots.
Hey,
you don't bet against Thomas Edward Patrick Brady Jr., but Dallas. Nah, fam. Just take the L, walk away.
Look.
Nah.
I'm good.
You good. So before I was actually torn on this game because I was like, I'm really intrigued by Jordan Love, and I hope that he develops very well. And I hope that the Packers continue this weird recipe of drafting quarterbacks, letting them sit for a few years, and they blossom into something relevant. And then the loss of Christian Watson goes a long way for me. but I was still leaning more towards Chicago because I like what Chicago did in the offseason. They gave Justin Fields everything he needs to have zero excuses.
No more excuses.
No more excuses. Even though you did take David Montgomery away from him, and I thought that was bullshit. But I digress. But I'm taking the Bears, but I think this game is still going to be relatively close. I don't think it's going to be a blowout on either side of the game. I think this will truly be what we expected is a battle of the North. But I think Green Bay's ownership of Chicago ends this season.
Wow. I think it
De los Ojos. The Bears.
It's gonna be like Game of Thrones. We fight for the North.
Hey,
yeah.
You're right. The North is going to be a fun battle this year. It's a very wide open race. It's going to be fun.
And I can only say that just because I just started watching Game of Thrones with my daughter like last week.
Oh, you just started Game of Thrones. Oh,
yeah.
My big brother Mel, you are in for a treat because I was just like you. I was anti Game of Thrones for a very long time.
I was very anti.
And then I went overseas to Africa and I watched every single season, all 7, while I was overseas. And I was like, I can't believe I waited this long. And then season 8 happened, and I was like, I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't want to spoil it for you. But then season 8 happened. I'm gonna leave it at that. So we get to the fun game. This game's fun just because we have some of these cats on the panels. So we've got the Las Vegas Raiders going toe-to-toe against the more now slow cooking Denver Broncos.
This one is crazy for me because I'm at an impasse because I said Devontae Adams was going to destroy Megatron's record this year. But I also have the Broncos winning the division.
I mean, 2 things can be true.
2 things can be true. 2 things can be true.
Absolutely.
But this is going to hurt me to do. This is going to hurt me. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's ride.
Oh, he said it. He said it.
Let's ride.
He did it.
Let's ride. I'm going to go Broncos. Sean Payton and Russell Wilson come out the gate on fire. But Devontae Adams does not go down without a fight. 200 yards for Devontae in week 1.
Woo!
Wow.
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely.
I'm going to win 2 of my fantasy matchups if that happens.
Absolutely. And here's why. Here's why DA is going for 250 plus, right? I'm gonna have him beat Julio's in-game record. But here's why. Because I don't know if anybody's seen this interview fire between Patrick.
He does not like PS2, just so y'all know.
Oh no, but I'm pretty sure PS2 doesn't like him either because in a specific interview that I heard earlier today, when somebody asked him about Devontae Adams, he said, "Who? That's interesting." Yeah,
I got a video on the TikTok. Matter of fact, I'm gonna pull it from the sidelines and I'm gonna put it on the Inside the Huddle of what Devontae Adams did to PS2 last year.
Yeah, I could have swore that the end of the game he's not there yet. So
yes. Yeah,
you might want to chill out on that, young boy. But it's absolute turmoil. First and foremost, the Broncos can't beat the Raiders ever. So we got the Bronco beater, the Bronco buster, and Jacobs back.
This man said the Bronco buster.
Why I heard that in a while.
That's a WWE reference for you.
Yeah, that's a WWE reference for you. For me, if you guys just didn't know. Not to mention, Sean Payton is taking up the room. No office, no special treatment. Russ is being treated like the rest of the guys now. He's not being treated with that special treatment, and I don't think Russ is gonna like that very much. I think he's gonna have a problem with it. So yeah, give me the Raiders and give me the Raiders convincingly. Sean Payton basically called Russ a bitch without calling him a bitch, basically. So
he said stop kissing babies and shit.
Yeah, you need to clean up he said you need to stop worrying about your outside image and worry about being a football player. So he basically said you need to stop being a little bitch and worry about football. So give me the Raiders, man. Even though me and the Raiders aren't seeing eye to eye right now. We'll get to that later because I don't know what the fuck is going on with Chandler Jones.
So Broncos country, guess what? You're not riding this week. All right, get off the fucking bus. All right. So the Raiders winning this game because the Broncos can't beat the Raiders for some goddamn reason. We have not figured this out. It's like 7 straight. It's like not pretty. It's horrible. Like no matter what kind of team the Raiders tote out there, the Broncos can't fucking do it. They can't beat them. I'm confused. But the fact that Josh Jacobs is back, Devontae Adams is there. They don't have. Yes, I know Darren Waller's not there, but don't sleep on
they got two legit tight ends.
because he's a legit tight end. If you don't know, go watch the film. I'm gonna leave it at that. And it's gonna be interesting. Don't sleep on the Jacoby Myers signing and a few other things that the Raiders did that are gonna be. I'm not telling you they're gonna win a bunch of games, but they're gonna beat the Broncos this week.
Look,
go for it, DJ. What say you?
I'm riding with Sean Payton. I am riding with Sean Payton and the Broncos.
I'm not mad at that.
Thank you.
I'm not mad at that. I wanted to. I really did. But not having Jerry Jeudy and Tim Patrick for like the second year in a row now just...
Yeah, it's really annoying because I draft Jerry Jeudy every freaking year in fantasy.
Look, I got Jerry Jeudy on a couple teams too, but I don't think Cortland Sutton by himself is finna beat the Raiders. I'm just going to say that. Like...
Hopefully Sean Payton could get Russ back to cooking. I believe he will.
He don't need him to cook. He need him to slow cook and simmer.
That's what. Well, last year he wasn't cooking at all. Even if he wasn't slow cooking
because nobody turned on the fucking oven.
He just needs to get him in the kitchen.
That bitch was preheating the whole season and never turned on.
Well, because Russ kept trying to change the recipe at the line, and everybody was like, "Bro, we already got something on. Oh, we already got something in the queue, and you trying to change the recipe."
Oh, no, actually, it was the total opposite. That was one of the beefs that Nathaniel Hackett did not allow him to audible.
Oh well, shit. Hey. They probably didn't allow him to audible because the rest of your team didn't know what the fuck he was cooking.
I mean, but look, Nathaniel Hackett couldn't even count when it came to managing the goddamn clock. So I don't want to hear nothing about calling no goddamn plays.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I don't want to hear nothing about that at all.
So let's get to what could possibly be the highest scoring game of the entire weekend in the Miami Dolphins and the Los Angeles Chargers.
Goodness gracious.
Now, we did have some news that came down the pipe earlier today as well. Mr. Armstead is not playing in this game.
He is not.
So Tua's protection is not going to be in this game.
It didn't matter. Nick Bosa and Khalil Mack was coming.
Hey, listen, all I'm saying is you took that man's left tackle out the picture, and it changed nothing for me because motherfucking Herbert finna bolt that ass up.
Yeah.
Herbert putting up a 40 piece.
At least 35.
Elite defense. He putting up a 40 piece.
Yeah.
Give me the Dolphins because the Chargers is going Chargers.
They're not going Chargers this week, but I see what you did there.
I don't see it. I don't know who you gonna have playing corner. They got Eli Apple playing. Eli Apple's on the other side.
He's gonna get cooked by Keenan Allen, by Williams, by any receiver that they put out there. Hell, he playing Eckler might cook his ass.
And I don't have any confidence in any DB on the Chargers that's going to successfully neutralize.
The crazy thing is, I want the Chargers to lose just because I hate Brandon Staley.
I just
don't knock on my don't hit on my man JC Jackson like that. Like don't do my man's like that. Like don't do him like that.
I mean, the only reason why I say that is because he's coming off an injury. We all know how coming off an injury, especially any injury, can do. So it's jury's out. That is still one of my.
And they still have one of the better safeties in the league on that.
The best safety. The best safety. I was gonna fuck Derwin James is the best safety in the world. Then did you see how he did Travis Kelce like that? That's why he won.
My man straight up put a WWE finishing move on that man Kelce. Like he changed his whole life. He did a sideways power bomb pile driver on that boy.
Oh my goodness, that was the ultimate spine buster.
You take it. Look, he said that so nonchalant. I'm taking Miami.
I understand the Chargers have Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen is actually healthy for once, and we've been watching it over and over again now for 3 years. They can't stop nobody. They just can't.
That changes this year.
They can't stop nobody. Well, okay,
at least for this one game.
Okay, well, if that's the case, okay. But especially after last year in the playoffs, and they were up, and Trevor Lawrence just comes out and just starts picking them apart because they can't stop nobody. Their defense sucks. I don't understand it.
I believe in Herbert
so nonchalantly.
I'm taking the Dolphins. And Tua's playing. Hopefully nothing happens to Tua. I pray that he stays healthy the whole year.
So moving on to the Eagles and the Patriots.
I'm back up for this.
Eagles. Hey, I said this. I'm going to stand on. I'm 10 toes down on this. 10 toes. Not like Dion. Dion only got 9. But I'm 10 toes down. He got 8. My bad. He got 8.
I thought he lost 2 of them.
It don't matter. I got the joke he was saying either way.
He got 8.
You feel me?
So
you know what I'm saying? We like a solid 7.5.
yeah,
Toes down over here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy Prime Time. You know what I'm saying?
I love Coach Prime. So he already look. This ain't shout out. That's my.
Yeah.
I love Coach Prime.
Shout out to
love
my boy
Prime.
Coach Prime.
Look,
You know what I'm saying?
I still got a year eligibility left, Coach Prime. So
I technically have 3
You didn't go
still.
in the potty, baby.
So,
I get in shape. I'll come out there for you. I can run down a kickoff or something.
hey, it's all good. Just put me back to return. I just need 2 returns a game.
Yeah.
You feel me?
But for this Eagle game, Bill Belichick gonna let everybody understand like Bill is back. It's return to the mat. Bill is back.
You're right.
Go ahead, Mike.
You are absolutely right. If there's one thing Bill Belichick is good at doing, because the defense actually is pretty solid. If there's one thing Bill Belichick will do is he's the king of making quarterbacks uncomfortable. He is the king of making quarterbacks, and he'll take away your best thing and make you play a different way. And I think he's going to take away Jalen Hurts' legs, and it's just going to be like, all right, bro, you're going to have to beat us with your arm.
And he got the secondary to stop that.
He does.
It's a very good point.
It's real simple for me. Everybody already said it. All right. Bill is my coach. Point blank, period. I don't get to be the objective Patriots fan very often. And I'm doing it today. God damn it. New England winning this game because he going to make sure everybody in the NFL understand this one thing. How the fuck did you let Christian Gonzalez fall to the New England Patriots in the fucking draft?
Yep.
I'm going to start with that. 2, yes, if you go look at it statistically, Bill Belichick struggles against mobile quarterbacks sometimes. But there's this instance where there was this guy, his name is Timothy Tebow.
Oh, don't do that.
You know, there was this Tebow mania thing going on. He was running ram shot all over the fucking league. They beat the Patriots in the regular season. Saw the Patriots in the postseason, neutralized that ass. That man was irrelevant in the postseason. I'm not telling you he gonna make Jalen Hurts irrelevant, but just like my man Mel and my man DJ said, he's gonna make Jalen Hurts uncomfortable. And I love Jalen Hurts. You know what I'm saying? We got some Texas boys on this panel. Like I said, I have seen this young man since he was a kid. His dad was my football coach. Like I know this whole situation well, but New England gonna do what they do.
Ezekiel Elliott 2 touchdowns.
Matthew Judon, go to work, sir. Matthew Judon, go to work, please.
Ooh.
Yeah, Ezekiel Elliott 2 touchdowns. Ezekiel Elliott gonna have about 80 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns, another 20, 30 on the ground. He gonna have over 100 yards total offense.
If Zeke get the ball in the red zone, there's a good chance he punching that bitch in. I mean, there's still a big body. That's still a bowling ball you got to tackle.
Yeah,
I understand that the Eagles got the Philadelphia Georgia Bulldogs on their roster, but that's still a boulder you got to tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yeah.
Is that a clean sweep?
Yeah, he just said absolutely. Yeah, I'm like, is that clean?
We're about to have some boy. Hey, look, I hope all these other pods is listening, boy. Y'all finna be upset at some of these picks.
Oh, that's definitely. I've been saying the Patriots. I like the Patriots defense. I mean, I get it. I know their offense isn't, what everybody is excited for, and they only have technically one quarterback and not really a number one receiver. But I like their defense. I feel like Bill Belichick is going back to his old ways. If you can't score on me, you can't fucking win, and I'm rocking with that.
That's the way it's gonna be. I'm trying to tell people.
So we got the game of the Renaissance man and the Renaissance quarterbacks. You've got what's left of the Los Angeles Rams. No Cooper Kupp in this game. Versus Geno and them Seattle Seahawks.
Seahawks gonna beat the life out the Rams.
Yeah, I feel like we've seen how this season goes without Cooper Kupp. I mean, I get you guys still have Aaron Donald, but we've seen how this season goes when you have no Cooper Kupp. You guys obviously have no run game because Sean McVay says, fuck the running game. We have Cooper Kupp, but you don't have Cooper Kupp.
Well,
so now
they said fuck them picks too, and they severely hurting right now without them.
Yeah, and you're suffering for it. So, yeah.
Hey, listen, we see how it go without Cooper Kupp. We saw how it went with Cooper Kupp before he got hurt last year. They weren't good then. So
that is a very good point.
Yeah.
I like how you keep me honest, Micah.
Cooper Kupp was on the road to breaking everything he was going to do. His Triple Crown season, he was going to dismantle that bullshit. but then he got hurt. But
and the Rams still sucked during that time.
And they still suck during that time.
They can't run the ball. You know what happens when you can't run the ball. Wait, didn't somebody say that you can just put anybody back
Where's
there?
Wayne?
I was really hoping Wayne could have been here today because I had some smoke for Wayne, bro.
I could have swore somebody said you can just throw anybody back there. There's a certain owner, GM.
I agree with Mel.
All right,
I agree with Mel, bro. This should be a
if
dog
you can throw
walk.
anybody back there, Matthew Stafford, get your ass back there and run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, on to the Sunday night football game. Them damn pink skirts, them cowgirls, going out there to play them damn Troy's Little Giants.
Little Gigantes.
The little Gigantes.
The Poquito Gigantes. Or in this case, Gigantes Poquito. Got to say it the right way.
Gigantes Poquito.
You got to make sure they understand they're playing the Little Giants.
Right.
Or the big Saquon, however you want to look at it.
This is Cowboys all day. My man Deuce Vaughn will take over this game.
All right. I like the way we started.
Give me Los Vaqueros. The Cowboys.
This should be a clean sweep.
Mainly because of that defense. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I like Stephon.
It's mostly the defense. Yeah, it's mostly the defense, and the Giants' offense is ass.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna go into a little spiel real quick. It's not gonna take too long. Just a little spiel. Anybody that has to be sedated to get a tattoo.
11 hours of sedation. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, because I'm basically covered, and I've never been sedated, and I've been in tattoo sessions up for 15 hours before.
Right.
So I feel like anybody who needs to be sedated to get a tattoo, I don't know if I trust him to be tough enough.
Did you want to mention a name or anything, or are we just going to leave it ambiguous?
There's Dakota. I think his name Dakota Prescott.
Yeah, the sleep number guy.
Dakota. I think his middle name is Rain.
So he went to sleep. So you got to understand. It was a promo for the sleep mattress.
Oh, is that what he was doing?
Right. Yeah.
I can get with that.
Y'all really all one today, bro. Y'all all one.
And then you know what? He woke up and had some chunky soup.
See?
Most definitely.
See?
Most definitely.
There we go.
He had to put that salt back in his body from all that sweating he was doing while he was sedated.
It's all about branding, man. It's all about branding.
Marketing and branding. I can dig that. That makes sense. I like that.
But with all that, you still took the Cowboys though.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Still taking the Cowboys just because of defense, you know what I'm saying? But we'll hope that sedation then has worn off.
Sleep mattress.
I got you.
Sleep mattress.
Well,
like if y'all.
Well, let's just hope Dak is fully awake for Sunday night.
If sleep mattress need another,
should be well rested.
we don't have a problem sponsoring because we sleep on the competition all the time. Like that's what we do.
All the time.
Well, yeah, they've been doing that for the last 26 years. They've been sleeping on the competition. That's why they are who they are.
No, I'm just saying from inside the huddle. That's what we do. We sleep.
Oh, yeah.
We do that.
But I'm going against the grain. I'm taking the Giants.
Wow.
And it's not because of my hatred of the Cowboys, because I do despise the Cowboys. Not them. I despise their fans. Fuck all you Cowboys fans. I said it because I don't like any of you motherfuckers. Just like DJ Michael B don't like you New Orleans Saints fans.
Yeah.
Just
to quote Bernie Mac.
Like,
man, I'm gonna put that in the TikTok. What are we at? 22-0. Okay, we are killing right now. We are wilding, but I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna hook you up on that one.
So I'm taking the New York Giants, and it's because of Brian Daboll. Because quarterbacks in Brian Daboll's system only get better; they don't regress.
Unless you're Daniel Jones.
So Daniel Jones was average last year. He was average, and he got paid. He has nowhere to go but up. He can't go down. He's not allowed to go down. He's just not. I'm trying my best, but I'm just taking it. All right. And Saquon is there. He's got his little 1-year contract. You know, the whole signing of also Darren Waller, which is big for them because it's finally a relevant weapon for him to throw the ball to. That's not somebody that's going to get hurt and disappear into thin air. Because I don't even know who Danny Jones throwing the ball to last year. Because they were all fucking gone. Even Sterling Shepard was gone last year. Like all of it. Isaiah Hodgins, the guy was gone last year. What's the other one? We start last Darius. Cat with the S. What's his last name?
Slayton.
Darius Slayton. Gone. He was gone too. Like, can somebody stay healthy on this fucking team? But it's gonna happen this year.
Has anybody found Kenny Galladay?
was just
Where's
saying,
Kenny
Kenny
Galladay?
Galladay don't exist. All right, he's a figment of our imagination. He's an NFL unicorn.
That makes sense. Okay, because
If you see him take a picture,
somebody.
if you see him take a picture, because the APB been out on him for about 5 years now.
Man,
Ridiculous.
Seemed like
you know,
6.
you were talking about all the receivers were gone. You got to remember too, Kadarius Toney got traded. Like
That was just.
everybody was.
I mean, obviously, that was a smart move by the Giants.
It was, but I'm just saying, like I love the Giants, you know. And I was like, who the hell is this dude throwing the ball to? I don't know. I'm real unfamiliar with these people, and with all the the defense of the Cowboys cooking, and Michael Parsons got something to prove, and this, and Dak. It's Super Bowl or bust pretty much for the Cowboys this year, because there should be no more complaints and this and that, and everything should go the Cowboys' way. And I'm still taking the Giants. I didn't take the Texans, but I'm going to take my Giants on this one. I'm going to take the Giants because, for one, Brian Gable, of course, I was going to make that point, but you already made it. And two, I don't trust Dak. I just don't, bro. I don't. He's too inconsistent. He's too up and down. He loses division games that he shouldn't lose. Like, everything is set up for this man to win, and he just I mean, like, yo, which Dak Prescott is going to show up? The one where he torched Tampa Bay, or the one where he missed 5 games last year and still tied the league for leading interceptions? Which Dak Prescott is going to show up?
I mean, if he's going to win any division game, it will be this one, because the Giants, for some reason, can't find a way to beat Dallas. That's kind of a thing, too. But, times can change, and that's why I'm going with the Giants to handle business for once. It'll be like one of their 7 wins they get this year.
To get a tattoo.
So we're going to wrap this thing up the easy way with a division game on Monday Night Football.
I already told you where I'm going with this one.
We have got the Hard Knocks Jets against the red zone interception throwing Bills.
It's going to be a hard knock.
I'm calling all my shots.
It's going to be a hard knock.
Like touchdowns in the red zone, Allen.
So that sounds so. Mel, you taking Buffalo? That's what I'm gathering.
I've been taking Buffalo since this came out.
Right.
All right.
Where you standing on this thing, Move?
I'm going with the Jets, man. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I feel like the Bills are the one team that can't get out their own way. Josh Allen is going to come out doing the same exact shit. He's going to go out and run around for about 45 minutes, get unnecessarily hit for about 20 of those minutes, go into the red zone, throw 2 interceptions, and then they're going to lose the game by maybe 2. I call at most 3. So yeah, give me the Aaron Rodgers planes.
Aaron Rodgers planes.
I'm actually taking the Jets in this game. I was back and forth. I really wanted Buffalo to win, but I did what we do best on this show. I went back and watched the film. The Jets of all teams last year played the Bills the toughest, especially against their receivers. Neither Stephon Diggs nor Gabe Davis was relevant in either of the 2 games they played last year. But you know what the determining factor was? The Jets' offense was ass. So it didn't matter because the Bills found a way to win. That is not so much the case this year. Aaron Rodgers is good for at least 14 points by himself. At least.
He's good until the NFC Championship, or in this case, AFC.
Yeah. So, not to mention the whole Dalvin Cook thing and the Brees Hall thing. I think this Jets defense is going to give Josh Allen some problems. And I think that offense for the Jets is just good enough to beat the Bills. And they'll split with the Bills this year.
Yeah. There's one Cook brother that's going to be happy on Monday, and it won't be Dalvin.
Oh, no, it's definitely going to be Dalvin. Dalvin James Cook, not James Dalvin Cook.
Isn't that interesting how those names work out?
Yeah.
Very interesting.
It's not interesting. It's just it's different.
Different. That's the word I was looking for.
So listen,
y'all can talk about these interceptions. Y'all can talk about throwing interceptions in the red zone, this and that. The fact of the matter is, it's week 1. These teams are even. Which team has the most familiarity with each other? And it's Buffalo. We just talked about this in another matchup. Buffalo has the most familiarity. I do believe that Aaron Rodgers is good for 10 points. I don't know about 14. I mean, he probably been good for 14 in a while, dating back to last season. But I know because he was my fantasy quarterback, and Bruh, come on. I mean, come on. Look, Brees Hall has just came off an injury. I know they got Dalvin back there too, or whatever. But I mean, if you go back and watch Minnesota, Dalvin, he wasn't really cooking last year, as y'all would say. He had a solid season for a running back. It was pretty good, you know.
And the Jets' offensive line is ass.
I was about to get there.
Outside of their two tackles, yeah, I don't trust it at all.
So I'm going to take Buffalo. I know Josh Allen is the same way. Aaron Rodgers is good for 10 points. Josh Allen is good for 2 interceptions, but I still feel like he will overcome it. And as long as Stephon Diggs is playing, they'll have a chance. That's really Stephon Diggs might have played against the Jets bad, but he was good for at least 2 big plays a game, even against the Jets. So I'm going with Buffalo. They're going to be bucking, and it's going to be a hard knock life for that guy that was in Green Bay last year. All of them, not even that guy, them guys.
All of them.
They came with him.
Okay. So, as we've been talking about on this show since way before the season started, something we was going to do for you guys, we were going to break down a game every single week. The 3 of us. Each of us were going to pick a game and break it down. So, Mel, I'm going to give you first crack at this. Which game would you like to have homework on this upcoming weekend?
I will do, since y'all don't like the Chargers, I will take the Dolphins Charger game.
You the only one I like the Chargers. I picked them to win, but I got you.
Yeah, I am the resident Charger hater here. Okay, I believe that all the Chargers and all 6 of y'all fans are annoying as hell. Okay, and y'all need to just go somewhere in the little corner.
I don't even know how you ran into 6 of them.
You feel me? I don't know either. That's really a compliment. I'm assuming they're gonna hit double digits soon because they got the new stadium and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all and all 6 of y'all fans, when y'all, saying artificial crowd noise, just need to go somewhere, sit in the corner, and watch the big boys play.
So I'm gonna take the Battle of the North. I'm gonna take the Green Bay and Chicago game because I feel like we need to talk about that game once it happens anyway. So I will take that homework onus on myself and I will break that game down.
I already had this game in mind. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm going Niners Steelers. It's going to be a battle, and I want to show people exactly why it's going to be a battle and why the Niners lost that game, because it's going to happen.
Good job.
I like it. We have 3 very different types of games.
Yes.
An offensive explosion, a rivalry game, and a defensive slugfest.
Mm-hmm. My plan.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mel gonna keep saying it. I'm just gonna reiterate it. If y'all ain't watching, hey, we coming. This is a football show, and we do football things on this football show.
Yeah, we didn't get to college because we literally did a whole extra hour today. This is crazy.
We did a whole we did 2 episodes in one.
Literally.
And we did not get to the college picks because I still want to talk some college football, but we'll get to that.
A lot of stuff got sidetracked with me and Mel's
right. Yeah, we fucked it all up, but it's okay.
But it's all good. Hurricane Muu and Hurricane Mel, Optimus Mel, Tron, we coming up here and we fucking up the earth because we want to fight for it and we feel like this big ass rock is ours. Okay, this motherfucker got a lot of gems on it. We trying to take it back to Cybertron. Okay, that's what we do.
100%.
Well, us fellow Texans, that's a soft spot for us right now. We don't like talking about hurricanes right now because we still in hurricane season. It's kind of a sore subject for us, even though we've been fortunate, knock on wood real quick. We've been
Vegas been underwater.
Vegas, on the other hand, caught the unluckiest break. And I feel for all my, what do you call someone from Vegas? Y'all call them like Vegians, or what's the word for folks from Las Vegas? Like,
vegans. That's what I thought.
Vegans? Oh my God.
That's what I thought. I thought it was vegan.
Oh shit. Okay, vegans. I feel for my vegans, and I don't mean the ones who eat vegan.
Yeah, we've been underwater for 2 weeks, man. This is crazy.
Hey, man, you feel more comfortable swimming now?
No, we good now. It's fucking nuts. Like, we back to normal, but we was getting smoked.
Y'all can throw some of that rain our way.
I think we finally got some rain coming. I know there's some rain coming from about an hour from us, so we might get lucky tonight.
There you go.
And not in the way that people are thinking.
Yeah, we on some Sahara Desert shit right now. Like, I'm talking about, it's been as dry out here as my phone was in high school, man.
Oh my God.
Hey.
Don't be on this. Never mind.
We're not even gonna start
because that was just gonna start a whole avalanche.
That's
We
gonna
wanna
start.
shout
Yeah,
out
I like
everybody
that.
in the chat. We appreciate all the audio listeners,
Yo,
everybody viewing
Justin
on
came
YouTube.
through.
Appreciate
Was it
Micah
Justin?
B for sliding through with the surprise
Micah.
pop up.
Yeah.
Y'all know how long I've been
you
trying
guys.
to get on this show, man. Y'all finally started late enough.
We got the special guest in here. She been out here, you know what I'm saying?
Everybody,
There you go.
Taking some big milestone steps in life.
Low kisses to everybody.
Yep.
You know?
Big
All
Fro
right.
little body is in the building.
You feel me? She been out here taking some major milestones in life, so we appreciate her. Shout out to her for doing that. You know what I'm saying? Because we all know.
Hey, good job on the potty training. That's
you know what I'm saying? We
do.
all know that's a grind. Okay, learning how to go, you feel me, to the potty by yourself as an adult is a grind because we know some grown-ups can't even do it.
Hey, look, it's better than the last couple days because she been leaving gifts in her diaper, taking them off, and just handing me the diaper, and I'm like, that's just fucked up.
Hey,
at least it was in the diaper and you didn't have to walk in it.
Nah,
or, you know,
I ain't gonna even tell you the other story that left me in a very shitty predicament, but
yeah,
both ways shitty, right?
Yeah,
both ways.
Yeah,
we all been there. We all been there.
Show half, you know, just kind of just walking up and looking at it like it's a big chocolate on the floor. Nah, it's not chocolate.
Mike is shaking his head. Mike is like, nope.
I ain't got no kids, so no.
Don't you worry, my brother. Your time is coming. Oh, your time is coming.
You'll be there real soon.
And I'm gonna be all the way there for it.
Yeah, you will.
Yep.
Oh man, any last final words, fellas?
Like I said, best sports show, football show on your internets. I got the sun beating me in the face right now, but it is what it is. Continue to come through. It's only gonna get better, man. This is week 1. It's only gonna get better. We did a whole extra hour in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
That's just how much we love y'all. Mel got so hot he turned into Super Saiyan OG Mel. Y'all see that? That's just how it is, you know. So, hey, listen, I'm excited. All right, it is week 1 of the NFL. It felt like forever since we've had. I know last night was just a tease, and we was all glued to the television. I'm be doing the same thing all Sunday long, even though we're gonna be in the meeting, and it's gonna be football going on in the background of my noise. So I'm gonna be very much, and we got a lot of fantasy leagues to manage. So get your lineups right. We got a dynasty league to talk shit in. So it goes down.
It goes down. It's from the sideline. We are the best show that you gonna see on your screen. Period, point blank, man. So appreciate y'all for rocking with us. And we'll see y'all next week. Peace.